On the Michigan Wolverines. The tailgate, an American ritual whose roots were born on Big Ten campuses in the fall. And my, does breakfast look good this morning. Hi, everybody. I'm Wayne Larrabee along with Randy Wright. Jim Barber will join us on the sidelines. It's not often that you come to Michigan and you talk about the passing game, but they've struggled on the ground uncharacteristically, and we're talking quarterbacks today.
Well, when you average only 2.9 yards per rush, you better be able to throw the ball. And these two guys certainly do that, combining for over 1,600 yards. Brady's been a little more effective, 66% completion and 6 touchdowns, but they'll alternate. Brady will start, Henson will play the second quarter, and whoever plays best plays in the second half.
Let's stay with the quarterback theme for Illinois. One of the most improved players in the Big Ten Conference is sophomore quarterback Kurt Kittner, and his head coach has had a lot to do with that.
Well, he has taken him under his wing, and it has had a marvelous effect. Kittner comes in with 12 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions. He's a pocket passer with a strong arm, but when he likes to throw the ball short, he likes to go to his leading receiver, fullback Elmer Hickman.
Well, we've got Illinois.
Didn't have to rebuild anymore. They simply reloaded. Well,
I expect us to play with great intensity, and, we got a great day for it, don't we, Jim?
You told me before the game this is Big Ten football. Are you concerned about the elements at all?
No, I think it's exactly what we want.
All right, thank you, Lloyd.
Thank you, Jim.
Michigan and Illinois for the first time, guys, in a while, since 1996. Here's Wayne and Randy.
All right, thank you, Jim. And there are the conditions. It feels a lot colder than 48 degrees when that wind comes out of the west-northwest at 15 to 25 miles an hour. Cloudy, windy, intermittent showers, the forecast for today. Boy, that sounds like late October in Big Ten country, doesn't it? There is head coach Ron Turner. What a marvelous job he's done with this program, off to a 3-0 start. They suffered a disappointment. They were leading, had the Indiana game almost in hand on the road a couple of weeks ago, dropped that ball game, and then came out a little flat against Minnesota last week. They look for a better effort from their troops today.
Wayne, both these teams have had very disappointing games the last time they played, unemotional games. Illinois against Minnesota didn't show up emotionally. In talking to Lloyd Carr, Michigan, it's surprising in a big rivalry with Michigan State, said they were very flat.
Neil Rackers getting set to kick it away. Very strong leg, as you can see by that graphic. And Cato June will be returning this kickoff. We understand there's a slight radio problem with the coaches in their communication to the press box. So they have to even the sides. If one can't hear, the other has to turn theirs off. I'm sure they'll get that thing squared away before long. Illinois in the traveling whites, orange helmets, navy blue pants. And Michigan, the maize and blue. And we're about set to go. 110,000 settling in here at historic Michigan Stadium in Ann Arbor. And it's great to have you settled in with us for this afternoon of Big Ten football. And they get evidence of the wind blowing it off the tee before Neil Rackers is able to get to it. Set to go. Underway. Cato June, about 5-6 yards deep, is told to stay there with it, and he obliges. Michigan will start at its 20-yard line. Well, David Terrell is one of the targets downfield that Tom Brady will be looking for early. Great speed, good moves. He is developing into one of the first-class receivers in the Big Ten Conference and has good size. He can reach over most defensive backs, as he does here at Wisconsin. We're liable to see David Terrell on both sides of the line. For some reason, he's on the sidelines right now as they set up a slot to the left side, and Brady play actions the other way. To Bill Seymour, the tight end, for a first down across the 30 to the 32-yard line. Mohamed Abdullah on the stop for Illinois. Advanced Auto Parts. Let's take a look at the lineups for you. For Michigan, running back Anthony Thomas has carried the mail, 138 yards in 6 games, but he had a poor game at Michigan State. David Terrell, we talked about, a big play performer. May see him on both sides of the ball. And Steve Hutchinson, a 2-time All-Big Ten lineman, leads the offensive line, along with Jeff Backus on the left side. That's the strength of this team. Thomas picked his way out Out to the 40-yard line on a gain of about 7 yards. Tony Francis got over to make the stop on the play. The Illini defensively, up front, Remy O'Connor leads the defensive line in tackles and sacks. The linebacker Danny Clark is a bona fide all Big Ten candidate, and the strong safety Asim Plez, a veteran, hard-hitting safety who sets a tone in the secondary. Second down for Michigan. Thomas. Danny Clark roots him out short of the first down, gain of 2 to the 42-yard line. And we are going to see Michigan here today, Randy Wright, invest in the ground game and try to move this football on the ground.
That's what their intent is. They tell us they're going to do that. We're going to see if they're really committed to that, if they continue to struggle on plays like they just had. A 2nd and 4, only picked up a yard or 2. If they struggle, we'll see what their intent is.
Third down, almost 2. Thomas able to plow forward. Eric Gunther got there initially. And it looks like Anthony's got the first down out to the 45-yard line. Anthony Thomas about to become the 18th Michigan back to reach 2,000 yards in his career. They've had a lot of great runners here. And, of course, for years, Randy, this was a running attack here at Michigan.
And what they would do is they had 3 or 4 backs that you could change back there, and all of them could give you the same thing. They really haven't found a backup to Anthony Thomas. That's why he's got so many carries and the other backs have so few.
Michigan, good production on first down. The fake to Walter Cross. Lots of time for Brady. Hangs on to it. Now gets it away and throws it away in the general direction of David Terrell. The pressure provided by Remy O'Connor on the defensive line, but Brady did have good time.
Boy, he had excellent time, and what a strong arm he had just to throw this ball away. And the reason he didn't get rid of it early is pretty good coverage, as you see Tony Francis slipping right there, and then you see David Terrell slipping. And it's been raining this field as it gets later into the season. You lose your traction, and we saw both players that time fall victim to that.
2nd and 10. This is Cross. Got a good block off the flank of the right side of the offensive line and picks up some yardage into Illinois territory to the 49-yard line. Jason Eberhardt made the stop on the play.
Walter Cross is more of a slasher, an inside runner. He's got good cuts, but not quite the speed to the outside. Here you'll see him just leap over Eric Gunther. Does a nice job of keeping his legs moving and picking up a 6-yard gain. But one of the things, Wayne, with the tough schedule Michigan has played and the tight games, they haven't had the luxury of being able to put in their backup backs, and that's why you see Cross with only 20 rushing attempts.
On third down, out of the shotgun, 4 receivers set. Brady slips a bit and overshoots David Terrell. So the Illini defense has held, and Michigan will call on the punting unit.
Pretty good coverage this time by the Illini defensive backs. When your quarterback slips on a timing pattern like this, he has to throw the ball late, and wisely just throws the ball high and out of bounds as Tony Francis, a 3-year starter, providing excellent coverage there for the Illini.
Corey Sargent didn't get a whole lot of this one, but does get a tail-dragging roll for Michigan down to the 20-yard line with the Illini. On offense will put it in play for the first time today. Just a 29-yard punt. No score. Early going in the Big House. Right, Jim Barber, Illinois on the field offensively for the first time this afternoon. What a difference a year makes for this young man. Sophomore quarterback Kurt Kittner. Out of the eye, the handoff to the tailback, and Steve Havard gets a couple of tough yards up the middle against that Michigan defense. Advance Auto Parts starting lineups. Let's take a look at it. Havard, the Illini's leading rusher, hails from the same hometown as the galloping ghost, Red Grange. Wide receiver Michael Dean, they weren't even sure they'd invite him to the fall camp. Now they're glad they did. He leads the team in receiving. Offensive right guard Ray Radziniak, the 3rd-year starter, Illinois' best offensive lineman. 2nd and 8. Brandon Lloyd in motion. Kittner looking for Lloyd initially and drills it in there. Dahani Jones on the coverage. Pickup of yardage out to the 26, gain of about 4 yards. And let's take a look at the Michigan defense for you. Nose tackle Rob Renas, all Big Ten performer, the motor of the Michigan line. Rush linebacker James Hall brings pressure to bear on the quarterback along with Ian Gold. They are Butkus finalists. And Tommy Hendricks, the team's 3rd leading tackler in the secondary.
Wayne, we saw the numbers on Kittner. 12 touchdown passes, only 1 last year. Ron Turner has become very involved with coaching that position, and we have seen tremendous success with Kittner this year.
3rd and 4. Kittner, nicely done. First down, Illinois. Let's go to the studio. Mike Gleason.
Thundering herd of
Utilizing his 3rd-string quarterback, Walter Young, on that pass completion. There's a pass thrown behind Rocky Harvey, who absorbed a shot. My goodness. This Michigan defense has come here to play today.
Well, Lloyd Carr very disappointed in the lack of intensity, the lack of focus in their game against Michigan State a couple of weeks ago. They had the off week. There you see number 20 in gold coming right up the middle. Rocky Harvey wide open. Kittner throws the ball a little bit behind him. And Tommy Hendricks trying to fire up his defense, and hits like that go a long way in accomplishing that.
Hendricks did what a strong safety likes to do. He just pounded him. Bavard tried to accelerate through the hole off the left side of the line out to the 36 gain of about 3. Jim Barber's with us on the sidelines. Jim?
Got you seeing a more confident Kurt Kittner. You're talking about the numbers, 12 touchdowns, 2 picks. Well, his coach Ron Turner told me before the game the benching last year late in the season helped him model. I got a chance to see the game from a different perspective. He didn't like getting benched, but as a result, he was able to see some things that helped him. And that, I think, has had a lot to do with his game so far this year, guys.
And, Jim, sometimes you forget he's only started 11 games in his career.
Good point.
Illinois just under 40% in 3rd down conversions. Kittner, nice throw. Very close to the first down. That ball came loose after he hit the ground. Let's go back to Studio 66 for Ohio State, Minnesota. Mike, guys must get 7 wins to make a bowl game this year. 4th down for Illinois, and the Illini are going to go for it. This is a huge gamble. 4th down, about 2 yards to go, just across the 41-yard line. Hoffman in motion. Kittner trying to draw him off sides and didn't get it done. Now they stop the clock. Steve Fitz will be called upon, I would imagine now. Well, they did not get the clock stopped.
Well, it was a good decision by Ron Turner to try and pull Michigan off sides. As we'll listen to the call here.
9:03, 9 minutes, 3 seconds.
As they try and pull Michigan off sides, when that doesn't happen, you don't waste a timeout.
Yeah.
You go and you take the 5 yards. You got Neil Rackers, Steve Fitz, one of the best punters in the country, and you got the wind at your back. Those 5 yards don't mean as much.
Steve Fitz, his dad was a punter at Clemson. And Fitz gets off a pretty good kick right here. Marcus Knight. Boy, good coverage, too. Michigan will start its 2nd drive of the afternoon in the vicinity of its 20-yard line. 47-yard punt, just a 4-yard return. Barrett gave the money for the bells in the tower. When they originally built that, had no bells. Walter crosses the tailback, 1st down Michigan, and Cross gets the call and runs into stiff resistance from the Illini line. Jason Eberhard at the forefront of the defense, along with Fred Wakefield and Danny Clark.
Nice job there by Fred Wakefield. The Illini defensive line loses a lot with Mike McGee being out with an injury. He's been out 3 weeks. They've moved some players around. And with Brandon Moore coming back from an injury and playing now, Fred Wakefield stepping up, their run defense has really improved. And Michigan struggling there, averaging only 108 yards a game. It's going to be a good challenge for that Illini defensive front.
2nd and 9. Brady sets up a screen. It's dropped by Shea. Mike Gleason, what do you have on Michigan State and Wisconsin? Michigan State lost last week at pass-happy Purdue, and now they challenge the best running team in the Big Ten. Take a look at Lloyd Carr's team. 3rd and 8 yards or more. 3rd and almost 10. Brady, tight pocket, nobody there. Brady is initially getting time to throw. Wakefield put some last-second pressure on him, and that pass came up off the mark.
And, Wayne, I think that's a good point. He's getting plenty of time to throw. That's something that the Michigan coaches have been very happy with. Their offensive line in pass protection. But the receivers are slipping. They're not coming out of their cuts quickly. He's having to hold the ball a little too long, and eventually just has to throw it away.
Corey Sargent for the second time today in punt formation. It's a high snap. End-over-end action on that kick, and it sails out of bounds near the 50-yard line. Illinois to get good field position to start its next drive. Scoreless in Ann Arbor. Ann Arbor, Michigan Stadium. It is a pretty good message being sent right there. Wayne Larrabee, along with Randy Wright, Jim Barber. Open is Lloyd. Makes the catch. He got behind the coverage of Todd Howard, and the first big play of the game goes to Illinois. 33 yards inside the Michigan 15.
Give Kurt Kittner a lot of credit. He stood in this pocket, held onto the ball for as long as he could, lets the pocket collapse around him, and then just puts a lot of zip on this ball and gets it out to Lloyd as well as he could. Lloyd does a nice job concentrating on that ball all the way into his hands. And you can see he's happy with that. Don't know what that signal means.
Beg your pardon, they're inside the 20, not the 15, and Steve Havard inches it closer to the 15, a gain of about a yard. Mid-portion of that Michigan defense, the linebacker Dahani Jones in on the stop. There is Ron Turner in his third year at Illinois. And yes, there is tangible evidence in this program that they are on the right track in improving. Michigan State trailing by 10 in the early going of that one. Ohio State has the edge on Minnesota. Well, that Marshall program, they are something else, aren't they?
They have been consistent the last couple of years and have really upgraded that program.
Kittner. Nice catch by Brandon Lloyd. Wrapped up by James Whitley just inside the 10-yard line, and Illinois faces a third and short.
Illinois has some young receivers that they expect big things out of. Brandon Lloyd being one of them, a true freshman. He has really stepped up, and with the emergence of Michael Dean, the other receiver, has given Kittner a couple of targets to go to. And Dean, the senior, Lloyd, just one of the true freshmen.
In the red zone, they score a lot. 12 touchdowns, that's good.
That's outstanding. When you're 17 of 19, you're not turning the ball over at all.
3rd and 1. Havard, first down to the 6-yard line of Michigan, as Illinois inches ever closer to the first score of the game.
Well, the offensive line for Illinois has really played well, with the exception of last week. When you've got a 3rd and 1, you need to get that first down. Ron Turner showing a lot of confidence, going with his veteran back and Steve Havard. But this offensive line, very young. They've played together for a couple of years. A lot of returning starters and experience, led by Ray Radziniak, probably their best offensive lineman. They all come back next year. No seniors in that offensive line.
1st and goal, Hoffman in motion. Play action. Touchdown! Jameel Cook. And Michigan trails 6-0 as Illinois reaches the board first.
You saw some of the confidence that Ron Turner has in Kurt Kittner, throwing the ball when you're deep in Michigan territory, knowing that his quarterback has matured, isn't going to turn it over. Jameel Cook getting some playing time early here at fullback. Turner told us he's looking for a changer, some more improvement, wants some speed, looking to get the fullback more involved. Thinks Jameel Cook gives them that.
Point after is poked through by Neil Rackers. Following a shanked punt, a 5-play, 50-yard drive that took just 1:58, and Illinois cashes in as Kurt Kittner hits another touchdown pass, his 13th of the season.
Well, play action won't work unless your running game is working. You see how open Cook is right there? The Wolverines going for the play action fake here. Nice block by Havard right there after he fakes the handoff, and Cook, wide open, just walks into the end zone.
The offense that Ron Turner runs is known as that West Coast offense, and when you don't have a tight end who's going to get open and be one of the dominant receivers, you generally find that you go to the fullback a little bit more.
You
right?
have to go to the fullback when you don't have a pass receiving tight end, and that is the one thing that Ron Turner is really missing with this offense. Josh Whitman, Brian Hodges, the tight ends for Illinois, good run blockers, haven't got into the passing game, and when he develops a tight end in the passing game, this offense will be more effective than it has shown already this year.
So the Illini on the board first, leading Michigan 7-0. Now, Randy, does a team like Michigan, coming off a layoff, coming off a loss to its arch rival. Do they start thinking now when they're down 7-0 early here at home? Is it something creep into the back of your mind if you're a Michigan player?
Well, I think you realize how was it Illinois scored? They had 50-yard line field position. They only had to go half the field with a big play. I think if they don't start doing something offensively with what they wanted to do, run the ball, then you start thinking of that because Illinois' confidence starts to grow.
Neil Rackers just put it right through the uprights of the goalpost on the kickoff, and Michigan will start at its 20-yard line. Let's take a look at this. Now, I want to tell you something about this Illinois team. You look at what they've done this year. That's more points than they scored in either of the previous 2 seasons. So you want to know if Ron Turner and his program are showing evidence of improvement?
You can't say enough either. That cupboard was awfully bare when he took that program over. He had very little to work with. He's done a tremendous job in 2.5 years.
Third time Michigan to start on its 20-yard line. Brady can't get rid of it. Ramil Connor and the Fighting Illini defense has come to the fore in the early going of this one.
Illinois showing no respect for this Michigan running game. You see, they don't even go after the play-action fake right there. Connor comes through, and when Brady sees Connor right in his face and his receiver isn't open, you got to get rid of that ball because Connor's got nobody in front of him, nobody that's going to stop his ability to make that sack.
We talked to Tim Kish, defensive coordinator of Illinois, earlier today. He said they were going to open it up a little bit, do some blitzing. He hasn't had to yet.
He's putting a lot of pressure on with his front four.
A hole for Anthony Thomas to get through out to the 16-yard line, a gain of about 6 yards.
Wayne, we talked early, Michigan wants to make the commitment to the running game. Well, when they get behind and the running game struggles, now we'll see how serious they are about making that commitment. Are you going to just abandon it and go to what has worked for them, or are they really going to try and get it going?
3rd and 14. Rough start for Coach Carr and company. From the shotgun, 4 receivers set. Brady. Terrell is there. Did he get down in play? Yes, he did. And a first down, Michigan, near the 34-yard line of the far side. 18-yard gain.
The hardest pass to throw as a quarterback and the hardest to cover as a defensive back. David Terrell does a nice job faking to the inside. Asim Plez can't recover, and what a great catch getting that left foot down.
Randy, they got safety coverage on their speedy wide receiver. How did they do that? Was that the 4 receiver set?
Well, they blitzed. They had to man up when Michigan spread them out, and sometimes you're going to have a safety on a good wide receiver.
Anthony Thomas upended by Asim Plez. No gain. Back to the studio for another update from Madison. Mike? Those Michigan State players coming off the loss they had last week. 2 weeks ago, they thought they were going for the national championship. Carry right here by Anthony Thomas. He is a grinded-out type of back. The back that would have made the difference for Michigan this year, Randy, was Justin Fargas. He added the dimension that perhaps Anthony Thomas, who's a good grinded-out kind of back, Fargas is a big playback, and that's what Michigan is missing in its offensive backfield.
He's the change of pace back, and with the tough schedule we talked about earlier, when you don't have that game breaker and you haven't had a chance to get some of the young game breakers, B.J. Askew and Charles Drake, into the game, that's why this Michigan running game has struggled so much.
Michigan has faced some 3rd and longs today. Brady, nice time. Good pattern run by Marcus Knight, gets by Asim Plez. And Eric Gunther takes him out of bounds inside the Illinois 45-yard line. It's a first down for the Michigan Wolverines, who begin to show some spark off a 21-yard gain.
One thing Lloyd Carr said yesterday, he can interchange all of his wideouts, and they all do about the same thing. A simple crossing route, and you can see the separation between Marcus Knight and Asim Plez. Then the nice little move there. When you've got your middle linebacker, Eric Gunther, number 41, making tackles 20 yards downfield, that's not good.
That's good for the offense, not the defense.
Not for the defense.
Aaron Shea in motion, former tight end at fullback now for Michigan. Brady, again, good time. Over the top. For Terrell, trying to disengage. Penalty marker thrown. Johnny Rogers near the 5-yard line. May have turned late to see that pass. And Rogers upset with the call, but let's take a look at it, Randy.
Johnny Rogers may be playing the best of all the defensive backs, especially early. Brady does a nice job of throwing this ball to the inside, and you see right there, kind of tough to see it there, but right here you get a good view of it. You see Rogers running up and screening Terrell off, prohibiting him from coming back to the ball. Thought it was a good call by the official.
On a pass like that, does the quarterback try to throw that short, Randy, for his receiver to adjust back to it, or is that...
I think you try and throw it as deep as you can. Going into a strong wind that time, Brady just didn't get enough on it.
Again, there's Tim Kish, the Illinois defensive coordinator. His team trying to stop Michigan on this march, which has reached the Illinois 27 off the penalty. Thomas rumbling through the secondary to the 5 and inside the 5-yard line. The A train, when he gets going downhill on those tracks, he is pretty tough to stop. 26-yard gain.
Tim Kish told us that he told his team, guys, you're going to have to play for 60 minutes. It's not going to be anything I call. You're going to have the effort. Terrible tackling by this Illini defense. You see one missed tackle right there, 2 missed tackles right there. These are simple opportunities for his defense to step up and make a play. Physically, they just didn't do it that time.
Wolverines from the 2. Thomas barreling forward off right guard down to the 1, just inside the 1-yard line. Mohamed Abdullah got over there along with Ramil Connor. Take a look at this. This is the Michigan running game, and the big plays fostered by this running game. Only 3 of them of 20 yards or more.
Only 3 running plays that have gotten over 20 yards. And Thomas on that last one, 26. That was the 3rd of the season. That's almost unbelievable if you follow Michigan football.
2nd and goal inside the 1. Penalty markers down.
Looked like the Michigan offensive line may have moved a little early.
Time to snap. Ball start. Offense. 5 yards. Still 2nd down.
Those are the kind of penalties down on the goal line that'll drive a head coach nuts and put gray hairs on his head.
Well, especially when you're struggling running the ball, because when you've got it 2nd and goal from the 1, now you come out 2nd down from the 6, a lot more pressure on what play you call. If you throw it and it's incomplete, you're committed to throwing it on 3rd down, but if you run it and you're struggling, then you're going to face 3rd and 5. Terrible mistake.
Tom Brady ducks in under center. 1 step, throw to the corner. Great catch, touchdown! Marquise Walker. Oh, what a catch!
Excellent call in that when you execute that play well, you just can't defend it. Marquise Walker, 6'3", 200 pounds, has really had an impact on the passing game because of his size. But again, Wayne, it's the big play through the air that has helped Michigan, not necessarily on the ground.
Jeff Delburn, and the game is tied. It was a good throw by Tom Brady, no question about it, but that ball coming right over the head of the receiver, the adjustment he had to make, Randy, that's a talented receiver with his first touchdown catch of his career.
Outstanding adjustment. Brady throws this ball. The wind, I think, takes it a little bit over the wrong shoulder, and Marquise Walker does a great job of concentrating and catching that ball. You just can't emphasize how difficult that adjustment is and to make that catch. Just a great play by Walker.
And Tony Francis, as you said, Randy, very tough to defend that play.
That pass play, when it's executed well by the offense, you just can't cover it. It's just one of those where you just have to give the offense a pat on the back and say, we just can't stop it.
Marquise calling home saying, Mom, it was a great catch. She said, son, yes, I know. 9 plays, 80 yards, 4:17 time of possession. That's what Michigan was looking for. They had to make some big plays, though, Randy. They had a 3rd and long, and they came up with an 18-yard pass play to pick up a 1st down. And they had to make some plays. They also got it done on the ground.
Take a look at Lloyd Carr. Not very happy with his offensive lineman. Take a look at Chris Zeman, number 52. I think he may have been the one that jumped off sides and had the illegal procedure against him that pushed that ball back to the 6. And I think you see there, Lloyd Carr's got a long memory.
Yes. You would think Coach would have forgotten about it after they got the touchdown, right? No.
I don't think so.
This hit an Illinois player on the front line and is covered up inside the 35. Kind of a line drive kick that was touched initially by Carlos Lattimore and then recovered back near the 33-yard line. I'd like to take this time to thank our Big Ten corporate sponsors. Illinova, the official energy sponsor of today's Big Ten.
Wayne, the Illini with 1:38 left in this quarter. The wind at their back, coming out in the shotgun. But yet running the ball. We'll see if they try and open it up and take advantage of this win this last minute and a half.
Rocky Harvey got barely a yard on the play. Eric Wilson, the defensive tackle, on the stop for Michigan. Elsewhere around the country, as you can see, Wisconsin now 13-0 on Michigan State. Ohio State now in the second quarter with the edge on Minnesota. It's a big game for Oklahoma State. They could pull an upset over K-State there in the Big 12. Second down. Sprinting through, Steve Havard. Nicely done. He dipped just a bit at the point of attack and then found about 7 yards, maybe 8. Tommy Hendricks on the stop.
Wayne, I'm not so sure if he dipped or if he slipped. He came through there and it looked like he was going down. We'll see if we can get an angle here. Tries to make his cut right there, kind of slips. I thought he was going down, and all of a sudden a hole opened up right in front of him, and he regained his balance, turned it into a wonderful gain.
Well, it was a dip caused by a slip, and now for the first down. And Kurt Kittner very close, out near the 44-yard line. Jim Barber is with us. What do you have, Jim?
Guys, I know you like numbers. How about these? The 13 touchdown passes is moving Kurt Kittner up to the top 10 of the Illinois elite for one season. Randy made a great point earlier. This guy hasn't played very many games, but the group he's hanging out with right now and moving along is pretty impressive. Led by Jeff George, who has the most touchdown passes in one season. And I believe, Wayne, he starts tomorrow for the Vikings against the 49ers.
You are correct, sir. First down from the 43 of Illinois. Kittner, pump fake once, takes it himself. Gets what he can, which is about 8 yards into Michigan territory to the 47 or 48-yard line. Victor Hobson and Honey Jones on the stop. Time winding down to this first quarter. And that will do it for quarter number 1. We are tied at 7 apiece. Illinois scored first, but Michigan came back and put together an 80-yard drive capped by this catch by Marquise Walker. End of 1. We're even. Stadium, Wayne Larrabee, Randy Wright, Jim Barber's on the sidelines. Our entire Big Ten crew here. Illinois on the move. Second down and about 2 yards to go. Football to the Michigan 48. Brandon Lloyd in motion. Kittner off play action. Swings it out to Jameel Cook, his fullback, and he's got a nice gain inside the Michigan 40 to the 37-yard line. Victor Hobson made the stop, pickup of 11. Let's take a look at the Buick first quarter stats, and they're about as close as the score would indicate. Michigan a little bit better on the ground.
Been a very well played first quarter, though. Not many mistakes. Both teams making a few big plays offensively. Passing yards very equal as the score is.
First down for Illinois. Kittner, short drop again. He takes off, but unable to get away. Renus and company arrive on the scene. Mike Gleason, what's going on with the Miami game?
Wayne, the Miami Hurricanes haven't lost the BC
Off last week thanks to the Hurricane Irene down there in the Miami area. Second down for Illinois. Havard trying to get to the outside. Tommy Hendricks chases him down. Virtually no gain, maybe a loss of a half yard. It'll be third and long coming up for Illinois.
Jim Herman, the defensive coordinator for Michigan, not liking what he sees with this Illinois offense. Forced to bring a blitz that time. Worked for the Wolverines, but whenever a defensive coordinator feels an offense is getting into a rhythm, they're getting deeper into our territory, down to the 35-yard line. You need to do something defensively to create, make a play, create something, disrupt that rhythm. That time it worked for the Wolverines.
There's Jim Herman on the sidelines for the Wolverines. 3rd down and 8 for the Illini. Walter Young in motion. Kidner looking around. Unable to make the catch on the play. A diving attempt by Rocky Harvey. He was unable to come up with it just inside the 20-yard line of Michigan.
Kidner doing a nice job stepping up. You see James Hall there almost with the sack. A lot of poise shown that time by Kidner. Only a 3-step drop. Throws a nice pass to Rocky Harvey, and though it would have been a difficult catch, one that Harvey wishes he had made.
So does field goal time here. Neil Rackers, who has a big leg, along the 45. This will be a 53-yard attempt, kicking into the wind. Oh, and it's a fake punt. And he pushes it toward the far side, and it caroms out of bounds inside the 20-yard line. So a little razzle-dazzle off a fake field goal. Rackers punts it. We're tied at 7. Session of the second quarter in a tied 7-ball game. All tied at 7 apiece, I meant to say. A Train off the right side. Hadn't been a whole lot there. He's had one good run here today, about 26 yards. But that time, the mid-portion of the Illini defense led by Jason Eberhardt on the stop, and Brandon Moore on that defensive front as well.
Wayne, usually it's the beginning of the second quarter that we see Drew Henson in at quarterback, but with the Wolverines, with the wind at their back, and Brady maybe having a little better season throwing the ball, maybe we'll see if Lloyd Carr sticking with him, trying to take advantage of that win.
There's Drew Henson. A swing pass, Anthony Thomas. Michael Young, a nice play in the open field. Brought him down to the 21. It's a gain of about 4 or 5 yards. It'll bring up a 3rd down for Michigan, about 6 yards to go.
What an excellent play in the open field by Michael Young. A 3-year starter, started as a freshman. He's been the most consistent, solid play all year. 24 tackles, as you see, 2 sacks. He's really not their rush linebacker. He's more involved in the pass coverage, and after that play, it's easy to see why.
He gets a break. 3rd down now. From the shotgun, Brady under a blitz. Sets it up nicely, Marcus Knight. That's the 1st down across the 30-yard line near the 32. The seam plays, chased him to the chalk marks. 11-yard gain, 1st down Michigan.
Well, Tim Kish told us that he was going to be aggressive on defense, come with the blitz. Here you see the blitz coming. Number 28, Eugene Wilson, just comes right into the backfield. Brady does a nice job, though, of buying some time and finding Marcus Knight for the 1st down.
There's Tim Kish. Boy, if you do blitz, you better get there.
And it's a lot easier to blitz when a team's not running as well, because you don't have to worry about the team breaking the line of scrimmage and turning it into a big play.
Brady on 1st down passing. Terrell is there. Nice catch. 1st down at the Illinois 42-yard line. Tony Francis had the coverage. 26-yard gain.
Nice one-handed catch by David Terrell, and he had the separation between himself and the cornerback, which allowed him to touch this ball and then knock it back into his body. You see, he doesn't catch it quite the first time. Tony Francis not close enough to break it up, and David Terrell continues with the wonderful season he's having. Nice catch.
He is showing a lot of polish. A sophomore out of Richmond, Virginia. David Terrell mixed up in the backfield. Anthony Thomas slipped and fell, and down goes Brady, the quarterback. Danny Clark arrived on the scene, but really the guy who got in there to kind of disrupt things a little bit was Ramil Connor, the defensive end.
Well, Thomas slips. It's not very good from the beginning, and Brady's fortunate. He held on to this ball right there. That's sometimes when fumbles can happen, and you talked about Ramil Connor in the backfield again. Nice play, not letting Brady make something positive happen. 2nd down,
loss of 2, 12 yards to go. We've seen the home team slipping quite a bit on this turf here today. Blitz, they get to him this time. Danny Clark through the inside gap, able to get to Brady. Good call there by Tim Kish.
Again, coming with the blitz. This time it works well. Danny Clark coming from his linebacker position. You would also see Johnny Rogers coming in right there, number 29, but Clark gets him the first time. This is why Brady has to go to the right. He's got too much coming in, but where's the coverage? There's nobody out there. If Brady had a chance and had seen the cornerback coming as well as the linebacker, could have dumped that ball out there quickly. That's a lot to ask, though, for a quarterback.
Danny Clark has moved into the top 10 on the tackle list at Illinois today. Third down, and Brady needs a timeout. I think he was running out of time on the play clock. 9:58 left to go. First half. Lloyd Carr and company in a battle with the Fighting Illini of Illinois. Blustery day here in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Kind of a damp, raw afternoon, but that's what you expect.
Perfect for Lloyd Carr.
Absolutely.
He told Jim, this is great weather.
Outstanding weather for Big Ten football. 3rd and 20. Michigan converted on 3rd and 14 on their touchdown drive. Brady under a blitz again, able to get it away over the middle, and the catch made by Marquise Walker close to the first down near the 32-yard line. Hasim Plez on the tackle. And it looks like it is going to be a Michigan first down. Boy, oh boy.
Illinois in a 2-deep secondary coverage instead of a 3-deep. When you play 2 deep, it's the middle of the field that is open. And there you see Marquise Walker coming right over the middle. Does a nice job catching that ball right in the middle of his body. And Wayne, with the size of these receivers, 6'3" Walker, Marcus Knight 6'1", David Terrell 6'3". You really can do a nice job of keeping the defensive back away from your body because you're so big, it's hard to go through you.
Did I speak too soon? They are literally the nose of the football short on the first down. Jim Barber, that turf has been pretty slick down there, intermittent rain, and what's the condition now?
It's looking very rough too, guys. If Michigan continues this drive, look at the way the field's been torn up already. We've only played a little bit more than a quarter. What a weird day Big Ten football-wise. The sun is coming back out, and it continues to rain. This is a very strange afternoon so far here in Ann Arbor, guys.
Right now, Lloyd Carr is challenging his offensive line to pick up this first down.
And Brady gets it. Didn't need much more than an inch or two. It looks like he's got a first out of the 31. Back to Mike Gleason at Studio 66.
Wayne, the Wisconsin Badgers will give you one.
Itself in Columbus about 3 or 4 weeks ago.
And since then, they may be playing the best of anybody in the Big Ten. They are on a roll.
Brady over the top, going for it all. Marcus Knight, touchdown!
Excellent job of play action pass in the backfield. Marcus Knight comes from all the way across the field. The other side gets behind the cornerback there, number 29, Johnny Rogers. And just a great throw by Brady, putting the ball right on the money.
Jeff Delburn for the point after. 31 yards. Tom Brady to Marcus Knight. Brady, 8 of his last 8 passing, 136 yards, propelling Michigan into the lead with 9:14 to go in the half. And as we mentioned, 9 plays on the scoring drive for the Michigan Wolverines. Now it is up to the Illini offense, Randy Wright, to sustain something to try to stem the tide in this football game.
They need to keep their defense off the field. Michigan, with their trio of wide receivers, can score. They can score quickly. This Illini offense needs to put something together, keep their defense off the field, and it needs to end in points. They've got a lot of confidence coming into this game, played well in that first quarter. Now, when they're behind, they need to sustain that and show their maturity a little bit.
Kittner, 7 of 9, 75 yards. Lloyd in motion. Kittner looks that way and hits Brandon Lloyd, and this time James Whitley jumps him from behind. A short gain out to the 23-yard line, a pickup of 3.
Back to that last point, Wayne, when a young team is starting to develop and improve, as Illinois has over this entire season, when you get behind, you're on the road, it's easy to start thinking things are going to happen against you, and it can snowball. This is where you've really got to step up, and Ron Turner's really got to do a good job of keeping his team focused on the play at hand, play hard for 60 minutes, don't worry about the score, and let some positive things happen.
Walter Young, the 6'5 quarterback, is at the top of your screen as Michigan encroaches. Rob Arenas reached across. 71, Luke Butkus. You saw him just a second ago there. He is the nephew of Dick Butkus. Matter of fact, Luke's dad also played in the pros and played at Illinois.
Contact by the defense. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
How many nephews does Dick Butkus have? He's got a bunch of them played.
Yeah, he's got a tradition of them. There is Luke. And he's going to be a good one. They are very high on his abilities, playing the center position.
He's done a real nice job. The only thing that he needs to get in Ron Turner's mind, he needs to get a little stronger. He's still young. He's just a sophomore. That'll happen as he matures and gets in that weight room.
Second down and short now for Illinois. Steve Havard didn't get much. He got back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. So it'll be 3rd and 2 coming up. Mid-portion of that defense was there. James Hall and Josh Williams. Michigan defense begrudging on the ground, and they give up just 95 yards per game, an average of 2.6 yards per rushing attempt by the opposition.
Wayne, one thing that Jim Herman has said has kind of hurt his defense is they played some option teams early. They played Purdue, that pass-oriented team. You get much more into technique, and sometimes when you play a balanced offense like Illinois, you forget you just got to go out there and play. You worry so much about your technique, you take the intensity out of it. He wants to get that back.
Kittner through the hands of Michael Dean. First time they've gone his way here today, and it's 4th down. Patman had the coverage for Michigan across the 35-yard line.
Nice under coverage by the Michigan linebackers caused Kittner to have to throw that ball high to keep it from being intercepted. Puts them into a 4th down now where they have to punt.
Steve Fitz, 7th nationally in punting, and shanks this one. Bad time for that to happen. Michigan's going to start this drive in Illinois territory, and it begins to unravel for the Illini here in this first half. Back at Michigan off a shank punt. Michigan takes over at the Illinois 40-yard line. Drew Henson in at quarterback for the first time today. Anthony Thomas grinds it out down to the 35-yard line, a gain of about 5 yards. Take a look at the quarterback situation here at Michigan. And these are updated numbers.
Wayne, when you see that, you see Tom Brady has been very effective, almost the same number of possessions as Drew Henson, but 21 scores, 16 touchdowns to 11 scores and 6 TDs. But Lloyd Carr tells us Drew Henson has just earned the right to play. He didn't think it was right for the competition to be so even to sit a guy on the bench. He's also benefited now. Henson's got enough experience that he could lead this team confidently if something happens.
Boy, they spread him out and gave it to the A-Train, who rambles for a first down gain of 10 to the 25. Back to Mike Gleason.
Wayne, Kansas State.
And how about Oklahoma State? If they can get their 4th win of the season here, they'd be bowling pretty soon. This guy's bowling people over. On his way to the end zone. Touchdown, Anthony Thomas. 25-yard touchdown run. Good block from Evan Coleman, the fullback, leading that play.
And it started with the outstanding blocking of the offensive line. Nice job opening up that hole. They say Anthony Thomas may not be your game breaker, but he is a north and south runner, and he didn't spend a lot of time running in the same spot on that play.
Del Burns' extra point attempt blocked in the line and comes up short. Looked like Danny Clark got a piece of it. And so the Michigan lead is 20-7 instead of 21-7.
Boy, the offensive line, you got to look there. Look at this hole open up. Great block by David Brandt, the center. Nice block by Coleman, as you said, and he just runs straight through. Watch the ISO block right there by 39 Coleman. Thomas runs right behind him. And when you run right up the middle and your middle linebacker doesn't even get a hand on your running back, somebody's doing a heck of a job blocking.
Well, it didn't take long for Michigan to reach the end zone following the rare bad punt by Steve Fitz.
Well, now you really have to look at that Illinois offense, down 20-7 after the blocked extra point. Plenty of time, though. They're going into this win. They need to get into a rhythm. They need to develop something, or Michigan is going to be able to work on that running game.
See if we can pick up the blocked extra point.
The pressure comes right in the middle. And maybe 99, Fred Wakefield.
Fred Wakefield got it, yep. Not Danny Clark, but Fred Wakefield.
Big pause up there, and Ron Turner knows there's quite a challenge facing his offense now as they're going to come out here with the ball to put something on the board.
Havard's coming out of there, hesitated for a moment. Fumble the football, penalty marker is down. Michigan says they have it. It is Michigan football. Talk about disaster striking Illinois.
Well, for a guy like Steve Hamard, it looked as though there was a lot of indecision.
Recovery, Michigan.
It looked like there was a lot of indecision in his mind whether to come out with that ball or not. But this is a back that carries the ball a lot. This should not happen anytime, especially with a guy on a kick return that's used to carrying the ball from the backfield. Just one guy gets his hand right in there and forces that ball loose. As you can see, number 51, Eric Brackens, gets the ball in there, and his defensive coordinator awfully happy.
Michigan leading 20-7. Anthony Thomas. Penalty marker is thrown on the play. May be for a hold on that offensive line as Thomas got barely a yard. Bill Lamagnier is our head referee today. Sort things out. Holding the preliminary indication against Michigan. Well, there's a look. Michigan taking advantage of its opponent's turnovers. 13 have been converted into 37 points, 4 touchdowns.
Well, so much of that depends on where you get the turnover. Does it come deep in your own field or deep in the opponent's field? This one, deep in Illinois' territory, you really need to turn this into at least 3 points. 7 is what Michigan is looking for to maybe put a real clamp on any emotion that Illinois has come out with and played, take that confidence away.
Just under 6 minutes to go now as we pick it up with first down for Michigan, 1st and long. Play action, Henson on the roll. Swings it out. And ridden down to the near sidelines, Benny Japrou. Asim Plez makes the stop just inside the 20 of the 18 on a gain of 9 yards. Elsewhere, you get a look at Wisconsin loading it on Michigan State. Minnesota the edge on Ohio State, and Oklahoma State up 14 on Kansas State.
When you go back to that Wisconsin-Michigan State game, 23-0, you really wonder if Michigan State's season hangs in the balance right there.
No question. 2nd down, about 11. Blitz was on, and interception at the goal line. Nicely done on both ends. Trayvon Waller on the interception. The blitz from Tony Francis, they're going to rule it incomplete. Apparently he did not have possession as he hit the ground.
Well, he was in excellent position, should have come up with that ball, and it just goes right through his arms and doesn't hang on to it as he hits the ground. The pressure right there by Tony Francis, forcing Henson to throw the ball early, and he threw it right to Waller, who just couldn't come up with the play.
Boy, that was one he had in his breadbasket.
Well, Tim Kish told us that his defense has had opportunities to make some plays, and they just haven't done it. And that right there would have sealed or eliminated a Michigan scoring attempt.
Michigan 4 of 7 on 3rd down conversions. Henson not going to get away this time. Seth Tesdell with the sack back outside the 25-yard line. So really a good sequence there, Randy, for the Illinois defense as they force Michigan back a bit and force them into a field goal situation.
Pressure from the defense, forcing Henson first to do a poor pass the previous play. This time he's looking right at Tesdell, but doesn't see him. He's just looking right at him and doesn't see him, but doesn't get rid of the ball. Throw that thing away and give your field goal kicker a much shorter field goal.
46-yard field goal attempt. The wind to the back. The kick is blocked. Blocked in the middle of the line, and Illinois escapes without giving up any points. I believe it might have been Wakefield again. He is receiving congratulations, but Fred Wakefield blocks an extra point, and now a field goal opportunity.
And you saw Tim Kish there, super excited. His defense doing a great job keeping Michigan off the scoreboard when the the special teams turns that ball over. Coming out, making a nice stand, showing maybe some experience and some maturity versus what has happened to this defense in the past. Wayne, I think you're right. I think it was not.
It wasn't
Wakefield. It was 96, Brandon Moore getting up there right before Wakefield.
Kittner will have to do it on his own for about 2 yards to the 31-yard line. Brandon Williams made the stop.
Take a look at Tim Kish here as he's watching the field goal, calling for the block, sees it happen. Boy, he's just giving directions the whole time, and now it's time to celebrate as he comes running out onto the field. What a cheerleader he is, and rightfully so after that defensive stand.
Is he fired up or what? How can you not be excited when you're playing for him?
Well, that may be the spark that this offense needs to move this ball down and get his team back in the game.
2nd and 7. Over the middle. You got the big tight end, Josh Whitman, a junior out of West Lafayette, Indiana, for a first down to the 42-yard line to Honey Jones, and Tommy Hendricks collaborate on the stop.
Wayne, this play right here shows me Kittner's development at quarterback. Watch him come to the right, 3 steps drop, not there, comes right off of it to a secondary receiver, picks up the first down. That's a play you hope your seniors make, not your sophomores.
That's a play he didn't make last year as a freshman.
And I think that is directly related to Ron Turner becoming more involved in his development.
From the 42, 1st and 10. Another short drop, quick throw. Aaron Moorhead inside Michigan territory, reaches for the 45 and has a first down. Tommy Hendricks spun him around. Jim Barber, what do you have?
The pass rush, or lack of it, on the part of the Michigan Wolverines has been a concern today for the part of Jim Herman. Of course, the short passing game has had a lot to do with that, but no pass rush against Michigan State a couple of weeks ago. That was a problem for Herman and the Wolves. It's a problem today. They can't get to Kittner with that short drop, and I'm sure Herman wants one of his guys to tee off on the quarterback if he can.
First down from the Michigan 46. Kittner again has to reload, and high steps past the defender inside the 40 to the 38-yard line. A gain of about 8 yards. Victor Hobson and Dahani Jones recover to make the stop.
What Ron Turner likes most about Kittner this year is his decision-making. Here, he doesn't force the ball when it's not open. It's not there, he comes off of it. His secondary receiver's not there, he tucks it and runs. Though you don't pick up a lot of yards, he got 7. That's great for a first down play. You don't force something and have it go against you.
Evidence of how he is working the offense. He has connected with 9 different receivers for touchdowns this season. This time they keep it on the ground and go to the fullback, Jameel Cook. Cook will play both the fullback and tailback spots here today. Rob Arenas makes the stop. No gain, and it'll be 3rd and 3 coming up for Illinois.
Well, Ron Turner has talked about Kurt Kittner a lot, and he has really been proud of that development. He says he's got an accurate arm, he's got a strong arm, he's really matured, but he really has just great instincts, and that's something that you're born with as a quarterback. You don't really coach that.
And lost a yard in that play, 3rd and 4. Quick throw. I think somebody might have gotten the arm of Kurt Kittner as he let that go. That pass woefully off the mark. Intended for Michael Dean. It is 4th down. Lineman of the Week brought to you by eFollett. For new and used college textbooks, get out of line with eFollett.com. Wisconsin senior left tackle Chris McIntosh, the key blocker in the Badgers' win over Indiana. Wisconsin set a team record 705 yards of total offense, including 465 rushing yards.
Well, you want to see Ron Dane's success, you can thank Chris McIntosh. He leads that offensive line.
Fitz gets off a high kick here into the wind, and it catches the end zone. Michigan will start from its 20-yard line. Let's take a look at what's on tap, brought to you by Coors Light. Coors Light is frost brewed to capture a cold, refreshing taste. Tap the Rockies. For Illinois, what's coming up? Well, they'll go back home to take on number 2 ranked Penn State, then travel to Iowa at Ohio State and Northwestern for that backyard rivalry on November 20th. Michigan's upcoming schedule, if you're looking ahead: Indiana next Saturday on the road, then Northwestern right here, Penn State, and Ohio State to finish up.
And they feel if they can win out with Michigan State having gotten beat last week, they control their destiny. They feel very good about where they're at.
B.J. Askew, true freshman running back, gets the call up the gut for about 2, maybe 3 yards. He's a true freshman out of Cincinnati, Ohio, and as Randy mentioned, is one of the backs, Randy, that can run inside or outside. He has that kind of dimension to his game.
He's the game breaker that they would like to have gotten more involved. They'd like him to have more than 10 rushes for the season, but haven't been able to get him the work that they'd like. But they have a lot of hopes for him in the future and think he's going to be outstanding.
Inside of 2 minutes to go, first half. Askew gets the call again, steps nicely through a tackle attempt to the point of attack, and picks up the first down across the 30-yard line. Nicely done. National Car Rental halftime report coming up. You'll see highlights of Michigan State, Wisconsin, and 22nd ranked Ohio State against number 25 Minnesota, plus first half highlights and statistics. National Car Rental halftime report with Mike Gleason is coming up next.
Wayne, I'm a little surprised Michigan is not running their 2-minute offense. A great opportunity for Drew Henson to get a little experience there. You've got the lead and the wind to your back. They've been keeping it on the ground.
Henson looked downfield and went to the sidelines. A juggling catch made on the near side. B.J. Askew able to gather it in. And virtually no gain on that play. He may have lost a half yard.
Henson looking downfield, not there, checks off to his flare receiver. Askew does a nice job of catching this, but by catching it, staying in bounds, the clock keeps running. We're down to under 30 seconds left in the half.
Let's see what Henson tries here. He's got the wind to his back. Askew found the sledding tough there off left tackle. Michael Young finished him off. Danny Clark was also there as this first half comes to a close. Michigan and Coach Lloyd Carr spotted the visitors from Champaign in the first 7 points of the game. But Michigan has scored the next 20. And as we depart here at halftime, it is Michigan leading Illinois 20-7. To Mike Gleason in the studio.
A couple of big plays, over 20 yards. There you see second quarter yards. When Michigan had the wind at their back, they really opened things up. 134 yards, outstanding. 236 total yards is really good.
Individually, Kittner completed a lot of passes, not for a whole lot of yardage. Brady, pretty impressive as the game wore on. And Thomas, the 88 yards rushing, that's what they were hoping for. Well, we've had a lot of weather here. We've had rain, we've had wind, we've had overcast, we've had sun at times here today. A veritable cornucopia of weather here in Michigan.
There you go, using those big words again.
You look it up, make sure I used it correctly.
I got to figure out what it is first, and then I'll tell you if it was correct or not.
You mean you got to figure out how to spell it? Hayden Epstein. But the wind to his back. This one gets past Steve Havard and through the end zone. It'll belong to Illinois from the 20-yard line. A possession chart in the first half for the Fighting Illini of Illinois. 4 punts out of 5. But that drive that began at the 50-yard line followed somewhat of a shank punt at the 50, and Illinois was able to capitalize.
You look at the field position, pretty good. Started at the 20, the 50, 34, the 29. They had decent field position there, just didn't do much with it.
First down, Illini from the Illinois 20-yard line. Here comes the toss, Rocky Harvey. He's got some pretty good quicks about him, and he's out to the 36-yard line. A little fake to the fullback, and then the pitch to the little tailback. Jim Barber, you had an opportunity to talk to the coaches. What did you hear?
Well, Ron Turner wasn't that disappointed with his Illinois team in the first half. He did say, however, guys, you got to stop the big plays if we have any chance of winning this football game. And he loves the fight in his team today. If you remember against Minnesota for homecoming, Illinois had no fight today. A completely different story. He likes what he's seen in the first half except for the score. By the way, guys, no snow here on the field yet, but I'm looking for it.
Okay. I hope you don't find it. Little rollout pass here, and Jameel Cook takes it out of bounds near the 39-yard line, gain of about 3 yards. Grady Brooks, the linebacker, the coverage on the far side.
Nice job by Kittner getting out of the pocket that time. He's got good protection. Jay Kalaga right in front of him. Kittner looking downfield. It's not there. Comes off of his main receiver, finds Cook, and picks up 4 yards.
You know, and a lot of what they're calling for Kittner against this Michigan defense, dangerous as it is, been basically very makeable short type passes, it seems like.
And he's using his decision-making ability wisely and converting those.
Rocky Harvey turned back near the 43-yard line. James Hall was there. And Patman also, Wayne Patman, free safety. He made a hit at the end of that play.
Well, Wayne, what I meant by Kittner using his decision-making to his advantage is he's not forcing things. He's taking what the defense is giving him. not forcing any mistakes, and he's letting some of his players make some things happen. And with the three-step drop, he's showing his patience, and he's been able to be effective with that type of offense.
Illinois converted its first 2 third-down opportunities. Kittner finds Cook. Boy, he had to wait for that play to develop, but Cook picks up yardage inside the 50 to the 47-yard line. So a first down for Illinois on a gain of 11 yards.
Well, you said he had to wait for it to develop. Look at the patience here. Stands in the pocket, waits until Jameel Cook breaks in front of the linebackers, and then puts the ball right on the money. Little touch pass, don't throw it too hard, and Cook turns it into a nice play. And I have been impressed with Jameel Cook. He has really stepped in here and added something to this fullback position.
He wasn't seeing a whole lot of action earlier this season. Rocky Harvey nowhere to go there. Cato June arrived on the scene from the secondary. The safety stuffed that running play. And it's second down, coming up about 9 yards to go, gain of 1. Cook is a guy they wanted to get involved, Randy. He had one rushing attempt for 4 yards coming into today's game, but he has figured pretty prominently, and I mean this in the passing game here today.
Well, Elmer Hickman has been banged up, and he's been their leading receiver along with Michael Dean coming into the game. Kittner likes to throw the fullback out of the backfield, and whether it's Hickman or Cook, they've both been effective.
Brandon Lloyd, the man in motion, slot at the bottom of your screen. Kittner looking the other way. Lloyd latches on, and James Whitley ushers him to the chalk marks in front of the Illini bench at the 41-yard line. That leaves a third down and about 4 yards to go coming up.
Nice job of concentrating by Brandon Lloyd, coming across in motion, getting up the field, not away from the ball. Wobbly pass. Lloyd does a nice job of watching it all the way into his hands, knowing he's going to take the hit.
When you're going into a wind like this, Randy, generally your throws you're going to try to keep them on the shortest side, I would imagine.
More important to throw a spiral. The wind won't affect the ball. That's a spiral. It'll affect a wobbly pass.
Quick throw here. Rocky Harvey covered up short of the first down inside the 40. Boy, this Michigan defense very quick. Brady Brooks and Julius Curry on the coverage. Let's see where they spot it down. I believe they're a yard short of that first down.
Well, your quarterback is going to throw the ball to where the receiver is on a pass play like that. Rocky Harvey didn't get the first down distance, so when Kittner throws him the ball and he goes down, it's going to be short. Harvey's got to get the first down marker, so that when he does catch it, he's already got the first down.
The responsibility of the receiver to get to the first down mark.
On that type of pass play, it is.
Steve Fitz has placed 9 inside the 20 this season coming in. Kicking into the wind. And an end-over-end kick. Fair catch signal made, and the catch completed at the 11-yard line by Marcus Knight. It'll be first down on a 28-yard punt. No return. Michigan takes over on offense. Leading 20-7. B.J. Askew hits the hole hard and plows a couple of people across the 15 to the 17-yard line. Make that Anthony Thomas on the carry. Take a look at Michigan getting the ground game on track here.
Not much magic to this, just a straight-ahead run, and Anthony Thomas breaking tackles, getting down near the goal line, and then this is the touchdown run. Great blocking, missed tackle right there, and then Thomas just fights into the end zone.
Thomas comes right back, bowls over Danny Clark, picks up yardage close to the first down. I believe he's got it across the 20-yard line. Jim Barber, you had a chance to talk to Lloyd Carr. What did he tell you?
And Wayne, he wasn't very happy at halftime. Hard to believe he was ahead 20-7 in his football game at that time, but he thought they gave away too many points, namely the block field goal and the block extra point. He figures it should be at least 24-7. He also said, we got to get to the Illinois quarterback and get some sacks. He also wouldn't mind protecting his own quarterback as well. It will be Tom Brady, of course, here in this third quarter, guys.
From the 22 on first down. Thomas to the 29-yard line, gain of about 8 yards. Kansas State, Oklahoma State doing battle in the Big 12. Mike Gleason, tell us about it. Anthony Thomas has gone over 100 yards rushing here today. Little screen pass set up to Aaron Shea. Well done. First down out near the 45-yard line. Boy, I tell you, he had some people escorting him down the field. Chris Zeman with a big block, and Aaron Shea, a former tight end, he knows what to do when he gets that football on the flat. 16-yard gain.
That's the key, Wayne. As a former tight end, they really like his ability to run after the catch. Sets up his blockers well. He's got enough of them out there. Knows he doesn't have a great deal of speed. He just tries to run over you.
You know, I tell you, Randy, most programs now seem to have a fullback that they're involving in the passing game more and more.
Well, I think you need to, and I think it goes through trends, and sometimes when you don't have the tight end involved, you need to get the fullback more and more, and that's what they've done.
Anthony Thomas eluded Eric Gunther, but too many white shirts in the vicinity. Gain of just a yard. We are in Ann Arbor, Michigan at Michigan Stadium on a blustery, kind of cool afternoon. Overcast skies. Wayne Larrivee, Randy Wright, Jim Barber. Great to have you with us for this Big Ten game between the Fighting Illini of Illinois, who last won in this environment back in 1993, 6 years ago.
What a game that was, too. What a finish that was to that game.
Second down, and looks to be about 8 yards to go. Blitz coming. Henson sets up another screen. Nice catch, Anthony Thomas. Tight ropes the sidelines and cuts it back. First down to the Illinois 40-yard line. Asim Plez made the stop. 11-yard gain.
Sometimes you just guess right as an offensive coordinator. Illinois brings the blitz from the left side. Brady sees it. They've got a screen called to the right, away from the blitz. Take a look at all those blue jerseys out there. Asim Plez does a nice job of holding on right there. Thomas has clear sailing down to the goal line. You see Mike DeBoard, the offensive coordinator. What a pleasure he is to talk to. Just an upbeat guy.
Mike DeBoard behind the bar there, the windowsill. Charles Drake, a true freshman from LA, California. They play action to him and go deep downfield and nearly intercepted by Asim Plez. That pass intended for Marcus Knight inside the 10-yard line.
I'm sure Tom Brady is going to have something to say to Marcus Knight. They weren't on the same page with that. Brady threw the ball thinking Knight was going to cut in front of Plez. Knight went behind him, and had the ball actually been a little better thrown, Plez would have had it. There you see Knight, little indecision where to go, and Brady having to throw that ball early. Fortunate that Plez didn't intercept that.
2nd and 10, Michigan. Here's Drake. He's only had 4 carries. That will not be a memorable one. He ran into a wall of white jerseys on the Illinois defensive line.
And he walks back to huddle and says, oh, wait a minute. When Thomas was running, there were no white jerseys in the backfield.
Well, take a look at this.
There's nowhere to go right there. You see just a host of white jerseys, and you look at your lineman and say, what did I do, guys?
Well, when he got back to the huddle, I'm sure Tom Brady said to him, well, son, that's because you're a freshman. We've got to get you indoctrinated into this thing.
There is a chain of command, and this is where it starts.
Brady out of the shotgun, underneath Marcus Knight, and it appears he's got the first down just inside the 30-yard line. Johnny Rogers on the coverage, and one thing you're seeing, Illinois having a very difficult time keeping up with these Michigan receivers, Randy, especially on the crossing routes. 11-yard gain.
And that's where Michigan has had a lot of their success, is they have brought their receivers from one side of the field to the other. Not really deep into the pass route, only 5 or 6 yards, and they're counting on their speed to create the separation, and it has worked very well for them so far.
Bryant and Marquise Walker at the top of your screen form the slot. Thomas is the lone setback behind Brady. Play action, and he rolls to the naked side. Takes it himself. Brady down near the 21-yard line. Eric Gunther made the stop. That is a gain of about 8 yards.
Mike DeBoard told us yesterday that when Brady starts running, you don't think he runs very well, and he's not as good a runner or as fast a runner as Henson. You kind of want to say, okay, hurry up and get there. But he is a better runner than some people think. Nice fake right there. No white jerseys in front of him. When his receivers are covered, he does a nice job of tucking it down and picking up a big gain.
2nd and short. 11th play of the drive. Thomas nowhere to go. Brandon Moore, Ramil Connor on the stop for Illinois, with help from Eric Gunther getting up off the pile. Anthony Thomas said, wait a minute, I'm the junior, I'm the upperclassman. There's supposed to be a hole there. When you hand it to Charles Drake, the true freshman, that's when you let all the white shirts in.
Somebody forgot to tell him who was in the backfield.
Exactly, yeah.
I think Lloyd Carr will tell him come film session on Monday.
Loss of a yard or two. 3rd down, about 3. Take a look at this drive. A train wide. First down, maybe more. Aaron Shea with a good block on the flank of that play. Anthony Thomas has a first down coming up for Michigan. First and goal at the Illinois 9.
Well, you called it, Wayne. An excellent block by number 36. Lined up in the wing. He comes around. He seals Abdullah right there, and Thomas has enough room before he runs out of field to turn that up the field. Nice play. You saw Aaron Shea, a former tight end, rely back to his tight end instincts, blocking from that wing position. Does a great job.
13-yard gain, first and goal. Thomas to the outside, running hard, angled out of bounds finally on the play by Eric Gunther. Back to the studio, Mike Gleason. Here, Michigan leading 20-7, asking for more. Second down and goal to go. The football to the 4-yard line of Illinois. Thomas stung back on the play. Fred Wakefield initially got him down low, and then Asim Plez came in from the secondary, the strong safety spot, to push him back. Take a look at Anthony Thomas. 9th career 100-yard game.
Take a look, as you said. Asim Plez comes up late and keeps Thomas from getting into the end zone. Right there, does a good job as Wakefield's got his legs tied up. Plez pushes him backwards, keeping him from falling forward into the end zone.
3rd and goal at the 2. Let's see what they try here.
Asim Plez, a 3-year starter, been a solid leader for this team for a couple of years in that secondary.
Out of a double tight end set, Anthony Thomas, or I should say, for the touchdown. Yes, it was Anthony Thomas.
Very well executed drive by the Wolverines. Took over after the punt on their own 11-yard line and mixed the run and the pass very well, but the run was the dominant play in that drive. Mixed in a few play actions, but yet that's the kind of drive Lloyd Carter's been looking for this team that he really hasn't seen all year. And he has said, if we don't establish the run, we're not going to be a factor in this race for the Big Ten championship.
Hayden Epstein with the extra point. There is a penalty marker down. Epstein getting an opportunity to kick a PAT. Jeff Delverne is the regular kicker. Holding against Michigan. They'll back him up and do it over again, but a little farther back. Well, we have an opportunity, and we'll get the call here in a moment. See if we can pick up the holding.
Holding. Offense, 10-yard penalty, spot of the foul. Repeat the try.
Take a look at the right side of your screen. See if we can see the holding. There you see the actually was a pretty good tackle.
Well,
I'd say it was holding.
You know, Illinois has blocked an extra point and a field goal attempt here today. They may be forcing some of that. Epstein has more than enough leg to make this kick, and he does. Anthony Thomas reaching the end zone once again to cap this 15-play, 88-yard Michigan march. In this, the 3rd quarter, Michigan today able to get some things on track they had intended to do. They've taken care of their bookkeeping, so to speak, getting that running game going, playing a little more Michigan-type football, power football. Twin safeties back deep for Illinois to receive this kickoff from Hayden Epstein. A lot of wind on the floor of this stadium. Matter of fact, in the 3rd, most of the scoring's been done to our right with the wind to the team's back.
And that will be the direction that Illinois goes in the 4th quarter. They'll have their wind, needing to throw the ball, most likely to get back into this game.
Good leverage. Nice length. No return. Illinois coming out at the 20-yard line.
Let's go back to the touchdown here. Take a look at the offensive line, the push that they get, led by Bill Seymour right there, the sophomore tight end. Watch him put a hit right on Ramil Connor. 95 clears the way, and Thomas, only needing a yard or two, gets into the end zone with no problem.
Rather pensive look on the face of Bill Seymour.
Very, very businesslike look.
Yeah. 11 drives of 80 yards plus this season. Some good efficiency by that Michigan offense. Tight throw into Hodges, incomplete. Dhani Jones was in the neighborhood along with Hendricks, Tommy Hendricks, the senior out of Houston, Texas.
Wayne, you go back to that last graphic we put up there, 11 drives of 80 yards or more, all for touchdowns. You generally don't see that when you have problems with your running game, because those are the kind of drives that your running game leads you to.
But you do see that kind of thing when you have a veteran unit, and especially a veteran signal caller behind center.
And
Kittner screens it out. Cook didn't have a move. Whitley made the stop. Back to Mike Gleason. What a difference a couple of weeks makes when you're Michigan State. You just come off that huge win over Michigan. You're in the top 10, and now you're falling fast. Kittner under pressure, lets it go. Nice throw. Josh Whitman, the junior tight end, West Lafayette, Indiana, on the reception. 18-yard gain. The tight ends have not been much of a factor for Ron Turner and his offense, but this time, on this drive, this series, Kittner's looked twice to the tight end, Randy.
nice job stepping up into the pocket right there, buys himself a little time, and Dhani Jones loses Whitman behind him, and Kittner throws just a perfect strike right into the Whitman breadbasket.
So first down at the 35-yard line for Illinois. The Illini scored on their second offensive possession of the game, and they haven't really come close since.
16 for 21. I have really been impressed with Kurt Kittner's performance and his presence on the field.
Dropped by the fullback, Chris Hoffman. And Randy, that's always a tough catch for a receiver. He's going away from the ball. It's thrown a little bit behind him. Kittner got some pressure there. But again, a play that I'm sure Chris Hoffman wishes he had back.
Well, you can see why Kittner threw the ball a little behind him here. He gets driven right in, and then he just kind of sits right on his face there, doesn't he?
I would say that was a planting.
Victor Hobson, who alternates with Grady Brooks at the weak outside linebacker position. Both of them are getting much better at that position. They just need more reps, more opportunities to play.
All that weak means is that they get to rush the passer, right?
I don't think Illinois would agree that's the weak backer.
Wide open over the middle. Good throw and catch. And making that catch, Brian Hodges, the tight end, for a first down. 27-yard gain. I think the Wolverines forgot the Illini had a tight end on the field.
Well, when you come into the game with only 4 receptions, and Illinois been focusing on the outside passing game in the first half, the middle is going to open up. Look at that spiral, perfect pass. Hodges does a nice job of cradling it in, and unlike Chris Hoffman a couple of plays ago, making sure he catches the ball before he tries to run.
A lot of plays, a lot of big plays for Illinois in their offense this season compared to the recent past. Here's that toss to Harvey once again. This time a good play made on the flank by James Whitley, Randy, who came up to support and turned that play back into Ian Gold.
The difference, Wayne, between man-to-man coverage and zone coverage. This time, zone coverage, Whitley stays at home. Michael Dean has to block him. When it was man-to-man coverage, he runs him off, and there's nobody there. Whitley does a nice job fighting through that block and getting to Harvey in the backfield.
Gain of a yard is all, and 2nd and 9 now for Illinois. Lloyd and Michael Dean. Dean has been strangely quiet here today, to the top of your screen. Little hesitation move. Nice burst through the hole by Rocky Harvey, and he's got yardage down to the 32-yard line. A gain of about 5 yards. Dhani Jones reacting from the linebacking core for Michigan. Dhani, a second leading tackler of the team coming in.
And Rocky Harvey's a back that Ron Turner said he would like to get more involved in the offense. He's a change of pace, more of a big play type of back than Steve Havard is, and we've seen a couple of plays here, I think designed to get Rocky Harvey the ball and try and make something happen.
Illinois facing 3rd down. 3rd and about 3. They roll Kittner. Coming back the other way to Havard. Caught by Havard and then dropped, incomplete. It was tipped by the linebacker, James Hall. Havard almost made a play on it and might have had a first down, but then he dropped it as well.
Well, should have made a play on it, Wayne, and I think he may not have only had the first down. He may have gone a long way because there were no other blue jerseys over there. Nice setup here by Kittner. Hall gets a hand on it, but it goes right into Havard, and look at all the open field ahead of him. If he catches that ball and takes off, that's clear sailing. You throw that on 3rd down, knowing you're going to go for it here on 4th down.
4th and 3. Kittner under a blitz, wide open over the middle for the touchdown, Walter Young. 31 yards, quarterback to quarterback. Boy, that's a great call by the Illini offensively.
Wayne, I think Michigan defensively was confused right from the beginning. Illinois came out and had a group of receivers. Look at all the receivers to the right. They come with a blitz. I think Michigan miscounted who had whom, and Walter Young wide open right there. Just a nice call. They went on a quick count so Michigan couldn't figure things out and communicate. Excellent play.
The extra point, penalty marker thrown. Illinois scoring for the first time since the opening quarter.
And Wayne, all of the big pass plays in that drive over the middle.
Offsides the call against Michigan.
We saw the 2 pass plays to the tight end over the middle, and then the touchdown to Walter Young. Same area of the field.
Offsides, defense, penalties decline. PAT is good.
Take a look here again. Kittner seeing the blitz, steps right into it. And Walter Young won't get many touchdowns any easier than this.
But he's emerging as a wide receiver. Had 4 catches coming in today, 2 receptions, 37 yards and a touchdown.
And with Kirk Kittner being just a sophomore, if Young continues to play like that, he's going to be a full-time wide receiver.
Bryant, one of the up backs, was erased at the 25-yard line. Take a look at the march by Illinois. Their first scoring drive since early in the ball game. Walter Young popped wide open. That touchdown pass by Kurt Kittner, his 2nd of the day, 15th of his career, puts him into the top 10 all time in the Illinois touchdown list.
And goes to 14 touchdown passes and only 2 interceptions for the season. Just outstanding.
Randy, and it's easy to see why he does not force the ball. He does not make the mistakes that a lot of quarterbacks will.
If you had any question of what kind of coach Ron Turner was offensively, Kurt Kittner should answer those. He has just done an outstanding job with that young quarterback.
Charles Drake, there's the burst Michigan looks for. Gain of 9 yards. Mike Gleason, is Oklahoma State going to hold on against Kansas State? Looks to look better with black pants.
I'm not going to argue that.
This time, bursting in is Robert Franklin on Charles Drake. Well, Jim Barber, what do you have?
We're behind the Illinois bench, guys, where everybody's pretty excited about the possibility of still winning this football game. The big guys up front have given Kittner a terrific amount of protection. And Ron Turner also came over to congratulate Rocky Harvey in the last drive, saying, little man, you made some big plays for us. That's why we scored. And that's why we can still pull an upset that might shock the world.
3rd and 2 for Michigan here. Brady at quarterback. And he's got the first down. Charles Drake, as I mentioned, great speed, did a 4.2740, gained 2,652 yards, scored 45 touchdowns in his high school career. He's had a couple of good weeks of practice in the Michigan camp, and they're getting him some action. And we've seen 4 tailbacks, Randy. We've seen basically all that Michigan's going to play at that position.
And I think that's a luxury they haven't had much of this season. As we look at this is going to be a little closer than what I had first thought.
Yeah.
As the ball was moved back right to the yard stripe. And it's going to be very close right here.
Take a look at the intense look on the face of Lloyd Carr. And they bring the chains from across the way. Boy, they are short. I mean, maybe an inch or two.
And I think Lloyd Carr is going to go for this right here. Even though they're deep in their own territory on the own 35-yard line, he's sending a message to his own team that, doggone it, we're working on this running game, and we are going to force this issue.
I don't think there's any question about that. He sends in an extra tight end. And Lloyd does not like the spot he got on that last play. That's what he's talking to the official about. Fourth down, usually this is a quarterback keeper, and it is off the left side of the center, Steve Frazier, for a first down at Tom Brady.
Well, when you have Charles Drake, a 183-pound true freshman in the backfield, I think quarterback sneak was a safe call right there.
Frazier, fifth-year senior out of Kingwood, Texas. Plays center and guard, two-year letterman for this Michigan Wolverine team. Well, you can see the field pretty well beat up down there in the trenches, isn't it?
Very, very much so, especially right where the trenches, right where those linemen are digging in, especially on those short yardage plays like we just saw.
Now, they ought to replace those divots, you know what? The players have got to replace divots out there. How are you going to keep the field in shape? On the carry, B.J. Askew. Freshman getting a good look for Michigan here. He got about a yard on that play. At the point of attack, over to make the stop was Jason Eberhardt.
When we heard Jim Barber talking about Ron Turner congratulating his offense, nice drive, the Rocky Harvey deal, and he feels his team still has a chance to pull this upset. Well, it's going to have to start with their defense. Michigan has come out in this second half, been successful running the ball, and their defense is going to have to rise up here, stop them, and give their offense the ball back. They're down 2 scores, but they do get that win, a strong win in the fourth quarter.
2nd and 9. Aaron Shea went in motion and trying to hit the seam. And a penalty markers all over the flag as Marcus Knight was ridden down by Tony Francis. It's going to be a pass interference penalty on Illinois and a first down for Michigan.
Good call as David Terrell was cutting to the inside. Francis had his back hand, his right hand draped all over him.
Interference, defense, spot foul, first down.
First down just short of the midfield markers, so the Wolverines are knocking on the Illini territorial door. To get inside the huddle of your favorite Big Ten team, go online at www.big10.org for all the football and conference news from around the Big Ten. So Michigan continues this drive as we near the completion of the third quarter. On first down. Not a whole lot there. Evan Coleman, the fullback, getting a rare carry. And virtually no gain. 2nd and 10 coming up for Michigan as we head toward the fourth quarter. Turn the page on this one. The end of 3 complete in Ann Arbor. It's a 13-point lead for the home-standing Michigan Wolverines. The 1929 contains an interior garden and a theater. Sits across from the Alumni Association. Beautiful buildings and architecture on this Big Ten campus, Michigan University. Take a look at the numbers by quarter. Illinois scored first. Brady hit from behind. Down he goes. Robert Franklin arrived with a great deal of suddenness. Back at the 42-yard line, a loss of about 7 or 8. Third sack of the day for Illinois.
Tim Kish told us he would pick his spots, when to bring the blitz. Here you see the offensive line just can't pick it up, and Franklin comes full steam ahead. And Brady fortunate to hold on to that ball.
Was that a hit you feel the next day as a quarterback?
It's a hit you feel on Thursday.
You still feel that one on Thursday.
Still feeling that. So people ask me, who hits the hardest? The unblocked guy hits the hardest.
Funny how that happens, isn't it? 3rd and long. They need 18 for a first down. Brady's got some time. Now he's hitting. The pass comes out incomplete. Incomplete. Late pressure by Illinois. Eberhardt and Wakefield. Let's go back to the studio. Ohio State is underway, and let's see what's happening with Mike Leeson. Away. Michigan got the punt off, went out of bounds in the vicinity of the 22 or 23-yard line is where they have it spotted. It'll be first down for Illinois from there. This is still a ball game. Opening couple of minutes in the fourth quarter. Michigan's lead is 13. Here's the last hit at the end of this play.
We talked about it being up to the Illini defense to make something happen, and we saw it right there. That was the 2nd sack in a row. That one by Jason Eberhardt as Brady held on to the ball.
Harvey trying to shake loose, but cannot. Josh Williams on the stop, loss of 1. Through 3 periods, take a look at the statistics in this afternoon's game. The rushing yardage, a huge difference there. The passing yards, flat out even. Michigan's done a little better on 3rd downs, and that's led to more of a time of possession factor for Michigan. They've had some long drives here today.
Look for Illinois to do much better in the passing game in this quarter, being behind and having the wind at their back.
Michael Dean is heard from for the first time today, just short of the 1st down to the sidelines. Jim Barber's got a special guest. Jim?
Wayne, it's almost 20 years to the day that this guy, AC Anthony Carter, caught a touchdown pass, I believe, on homecoming. That rocked this place. You had a great career here. You're back. What brings you back?
Well, I just had the opportunity to come back. I usually come up normally in July to come back for Bo Schembechler's golf tournament. I decided to catch a game. Unfortunately, it used to be early around September, but it brings me here in October, and I'm just glad to be back here. It's nice and cold, but the scoreboard looks real good.
27-14 at this point. We'll lay out for a second on this play.
3rd down call. Rocky Harvey barrels close to the 1st down. Looked like he might have it, and they might have to call for a measurement, Jim.
That's interesting, Wayne. A lot of people wonder if Bo has mellowed over the years. Can you speak to that one way or the other?
Well, I tell you what, I never had the opportunity to play golf with him. I hope I get a chance to, because next year, I understand, is going to be the last year of his golf tournament, so hopefully we'll get a chance to play around the golf too. But as far as melting out, I don't know. As far as football, he didn't mellow out when I was here, and but I understand he's lost a lot of weight. He's looking real good, and haven't had the opportunity to see him yet. But if I don't see him before I leave out of here, I'll hear from him, that's for sure.
Kirk Kittner showing some pretty good wheels around the end. He got by Grady Brooks and slides to a stop close to the 1st down near the 43-yard line. Looked to be a gain of almost 11 yards.
Jim Anthony Carter, one of the great receivers here for Michigan in a run-happy offense. I wonder how he'd like to play today with this pass-happy Michigan offense.
AC, the question from Randy is, would you prefer to play in a run-happy offense or perhaps a little more oriented toward the pass?
A little bit more oriented toward the pass. There's no doubt about that. A lot of people said that once I came here, Bo Schembechler opened up the offense a little bit, but I wish he had opened it up a whole lot. But unfortunately, it was this type of ball player play that he loves to play, and I was happy with that because we had some outstanding running backs, and Butch Wilfalk and Stanley Edwards, and we had some good offensive linemen. So we did well, run pass, block pass, and everything worked well for us. And unfortunately, we had the opportunity to win the Rose Bowl my sophomore year for him, so I was happy about that.
In this type of run-oriented offense, would you be content?
Oh, there's no doubt about it, because with Coach Carr, he's definitely opened up the game, and unfortunately, I'm like I said, about 20 years too late.
AC, good to see you. Look great.
Thank you.
And Anthony Carter, our special guest, almost 20 years to the day. He caught a touchdown pass that won a game at the buzzer against Indiana, guys.
Penalty markers all over this play as the Michigan line jumped into the neutral zone, and of course the linemen point at each other. Don't know if it's a false start or not.
5-yard penalty, still 1st down.
Jim Anthony was talking about Bo Schembechler opened up the offense a little bit when he was here. I think both thought he opened it up a lot when he was here.
Yeah, I think so too. And I wonder if Anthony thought I was being sarcastic with this run-oriented offense here. He likes the fact they've been able to move the football passing-wise, and he also likes the nature of the score here. You know, it's been 20 years ago, Guy, and this guy, this man is still signing autographs by the hundreds, it seems, today. Very popular player, still very well loved here.
Rocky Harvey hitting that hole hard, picks up about 3 yards down near the 47-yard line. James Whitley and Ian Gold on the stop, and Illinois is about 1.5 yards, 2 yards short of the 1st down.
Wayne, you get a sense here that Illinois is starting to take the momentum back from what Michigan had. They had the big touchdown drive, a nice defensive stand, created some momentum with those 2 sacks, and now their offense again moving the ball in Michigan territory.
2nd down. There's Harvey, breaks the tackle attempt of Ian Gold and spins toward the middle for a 1st down inside the 45 at the 43-yard line of Michigan. Boy, Rocky Harvey running hard here.
Hey, guys, it hasn't been that long ago. Well, maybe, I don't know, 20 years that Randy's team upset University of Michigan, when he was with a Wisconsin Badger. Was Anthony Carter playing at that time? Do you remember, Randy?
Oh, unfortunately for us, he was, and he made that upset all the harder to get.
I don't think he's forgotten that, by the way.
First down from the 43 of Michigan. Kittner, a little pump fake. Going over the top. Got a receiver out there and overshot him. Brandon Lloyd, penalty marker down. I believe Lloyd was held on the play by Todd Howard, the cornerback who had the coverage.
I think you're right, Wayne. I think Howard made a smart play to create the hold, and what's going to be, I believe, probably a pass interference is Lloyd, who got behind Howard earlier on the same play, fakes it, the short route. Howard comes up, and Lloyd runs right by him again.
Preliminary indication of a pass interference.
Pass interference penalty is the indication we get from Bill Lamagnier.
You'll see just the end of it here where Lloyd is getting slowed down just a little bit. And now you see the flag coming in as the official is right on top of it.
First down.
Brandon Lloyd is one of the new receivers in Illinois. He's a true freshman out of Blue Springs, Missouri. Ron Turner has been trying to recruit speed into his football team, and especially at the skill positions on offense, and Lloyd represents part of that.
And I think Ron Turner, you see right there coming out, telling Kittner exactly what he wants to have done. Lloyd, Craig Lewis, a receiver that's been banged up, another freshman. Aaron Moorhead, another freshman that we've seen just a little bit today. These guys will add a lot to this offense and develop with Kittner over the next couple of years.
Jameel Cook, the long setback. Kittner, another pump fake. Going over the top and overthrew Michael Dean inside the 5-yard line. Looked like pretty good coverage down the sidelines. Brandon Williams was over there.
Well, it was pretty good pressure, but Kittner had an opportunity here to make a big play. A little pump fake, puts a little more air under that ball, and you give Dean a chance to run underneath it. Not bad coverage. That's a play, though, Kittner's going to be kicking himself for, knowing he should have completed that.
Second down and 10. This is what the Illini have done on this series so far. Harvey ran into his own blocker as he took it off the right guard. Gets just inside the 25-yard line, a gain of about 3.
One of the reasons he ran into his own blocker is because Michigan did a nice job of stuffing that offensive line. Nowhere for Harvey to run. Third down right now, but I'm sure they're in 4-down territory. Is down by 2 touchdowns with less than 10 minutes to go and the wind at their back. They don't pick up the first down here. I think they'll go for it.
Michigan leading by 13, under 10 minutes to go in the 4th. Aaron Moorhead is at the top of your screen at wide receiver. Kittner looking that way. And Moorhead makes a nice move on the reception close to the first down. He shielded the defender very well. He drew coverage by Brandon Williams. I believe also in the vicinity was Dhani Jones.
Nice job of Moorhead getting inside of Brandon Williams. Knowing he's got a slant pass, good job getting inside. Even though he didn't quite get the first down, made sure the reception.
It'll be 4th down and a yard to go when we return. Illinois on the drive. Ron Turner and company, this is their opportunity to really get back into this football game. They face a 4th and 1 at the 19-yard line of Michigan. Havard, the tail of the tandem in the eye. Hoffman, a fullback in motion off the wing. Havard breaks through for the first down to the 16-yard line of Michigan, and this drive will continue for Illinois. Hendricks made the stop for the Wolverines. Dwayne Patman was also there.
Nice run by Steve Havard. It looks as though Michigan gets pretty good penetration. Havard puts a nice little move right there, cuts to the outside, and then just keeps those legs moving. And that's what gets him the first down. Excellent effort by a senior running back.
At the 16-yard line of Michigan, Wolverines leading by 13, Illinois on the move. Slot to the top of your screen. Looking for Hickman. The fullback's got it. Ian Gold makes the stop at the 12-yard line. It's a gain of about 4 yards. 2nd and 6 coming up.
Wayne, it's a little thing, but this is a play that could have turned into a much bigger play had Kittner gotten that ball out in front of Hickman. You'll see a play action fake right there, and because the ball's a little behind him, Hickman has to slow down, and that allows Ian Gold to catch up and make the tackle. You hit Hickman in stride, he gets that ball down near the 5-yard line.
2nd and 6. Harvey's the tailback. They go to Rocky Harvey to the outside. Foot race to the 5. Got a first down inside the 5. Hendricks forced him out. Victor Hobson forced the play wide.
That's the inside-outside that you've seen the last couple of plays with Harvey and Havard. Havard on 4th down to the inside. This play designed to go to the outside, and Harvey's speed right here picks up this first down.
Rocky Harvey, the sophomore out of Chicago, Illinois, had a couple of huge games last year, Randy Wright, back-to-back in the middle of the season, and then kind of wore down. He's just 5'9" and 175 pounds. The role he fills now as the change of pace back is probably best suited to his talent. 1st and goal. Again, Hoffman in motion. Harvey to the 4 and no farther. Pickup of a yard. Patman and Hall collaborate on the stop.
You talk about Rocky Harvey being the change of pace back, yet down on the goal line here, he's the guy getting the ball, running to the inside. Maybe he's in there in case things break down. He's got the speed to make it to the outside, but you got to be careful doing that too, so that you don't give up hopes to get a big play and give up a lot of yardage with a negative one.
2nd down and goal to go from the 4. 3 receivers set to the top, single receiver to the bottom. Kittner looking. Penalty markers thrown on the play. I'm wondering if a hold in the middle of the line.
You may be right, Wayne. There were a lot of blue jerseys coming right into a small area.
Holding the call apparently against Illinois. May have been on the center, Luke Butkus. He was in the middle of the fray.
Well, I'm sure Michigan will take this and push Illinois back, though it would be 3rd down. I would think they would rather have the yards marked off.
10 yards previous spot. Still 2nd down.
So they do take the yards, as you suggest.
What you do here is you give Kurt Kittner a little more room to work that passing offense. But with the aggressiveness Michigan has shown as Illinois got down by their goal line, coming with the blitz, I look for Michigan to continue to do that, try and disrupt Kittner.
The line I've gone 15 plays, 74 yards on this drive. Goal to go situation at the 14, 2nd down. Michigan coming on a blitz. Leaping attempt made by Dean, unable to haul it in. Boy, I tell you what, Patman was right there with him at the goal line. He tipped it. Dean got a piece of it. And then James Hall in the vicinity very nearly picked it off.
Well, Patman did a nice job of covering up for the cornerback that was coming on the blitz. You hit this play quickly. There you see James Hall, 56, coming over to help cover. Dean really had a nice opportunity to make that catch, just couldn't come down with it.
3rd and goal to go. Under 8 minutes to go in the game. Kittner, quick throw. Intended for Brandon Lloyd. Penalty marker thrown on the play. And that may sustain this drive as Lloyd went down under the coverage of James Whitley.
Good call there, Wayne. I thought Lloyd was interfered with as he was running the slant pattern. It looked as though there was certainly contact made before the ball got there. The official that called that had the best angle at it to see and threw the flag. Think we can pick it up from here. Right there, the contact is made by Whitley. Good call.
There's the 2 coaching sidelines. Ron Turner says that's got to be a penalty, and Coach Herman saying, I hope they didn't see that.
As well as 107,000 people saying they hope he didn't see it either. But good call, and the official was in the right spot and made the call.
But it's still 3rd down. Now at the 6-yard line. No, make it at 1st and goal, I should say. Yes, of course, 1st down on that play.
Spot foul, automatic 1st down.
Absolutely. On the roll, Kittner Nice catch made by Cook as he had to make a shoestring grab. That ball a little bit behind him, and Dwayne Patman forced him out near the 3-yard line.
But a wise throw by Kittner, throwing it low so that if it's not caught, it doesn't get tipped up in the air. It goes down to the ground. Pretty good coverage. A man right in Kittner's face, but yet he throws that ball low. Good safe pass, and when you start on the 6 and you get to the 3, that's a pretty good first down play.
And that was a good throw. You're right, Randy. The only person who could catch that ball would be his receiver. It's been a long drive. They need to get 7 out of it to stay in the game. Havard nowhere to go. That big blue defense rising to the occasion inside the 5. And if anything, Randy, what the defense is forcing here is Illinois to use a large chunk of this fourth quarter on this drive. Williams and Hall make the stop.
Exactly, as though, even though Illinois is moving the ball, they're taking up time. Nice push, just not enough white jerseys right there to block all those blue ones. And a picture-perfect example of gang tackling.
So, becomes 3rd down. 3rd and goal to go the 3. Fake handoff, pop into the end zone, got a man wide open, touchdown Brian Hodges, and the Illini are right back in it. Well executed play, well designed play, Randy.
Very well designed play by Ron Turner. He overloads the right side of his offense, a little play action, thinking that it's going to be the bootleg to the other side, yet Hodges finds the opening, and Kittner holds the ball until he gets open. 2 touchdown drives Illinois has had in the second half. Both of them Brian Hodges has played a big part of. That one with the touchdown catch, the other one the big reception that led to it.
Good play. The Illini charge back into it. Longest scoring drive for Illinois this season. Now, they've had longer drives yardage-wise, but this is the most plays they've had on one of their scoring drives yet this season.
They overcame that holding penalty. That's a tough thing to overcome with a young ball club.
On the goal line, yep, inside the 5. Well, I'll tell you something. Ron Turner said that his team would come out here and they would play with purpose and intensity, and they would fight. And they have done all of that. Michigan spotted him 7 early in the ball game, scored the next 20, and then Illinois has been battling back.
He's telling his quarterback there, get ready, you're going to get the ball back. You got to do the same thing. One more score, you win the game.
Cato June has it go through his hands and out of play. Michigan will start its next series at the 20, and the Wolverines look for a long drive to salt this one away, leading by 6. 1st and 10 from its 20-yard line. Brady in at quarterback. Play action, sets up a screen to Aaron Shea, and one man to beat and gets by. Danny Clark beats another to the sidelines, Eric Gunther, and then is taken out of bounds on the near side by Mohamed Abdullah. Illinois has brought some pressure to bear offensively, or defensively, I should say, here today.
It hasn't made much of a difference which quarterback has been in there, Brady or Henson. The pressure has been relentless.
And they've done it in a number of ways, not just with blitzing, but they've been looping their defensive linemen. They've been getting people uncovered to the quarterback, and that's Tim Kish, who's done a great job with this game plan. 1st down. Cross gets the call, steps through a tackle attempt. Gunther had a shot at him, but couldn't bring him down, and out to the 36-yard line. A gain of 3. Back to the studio, Mike Gleason. 4th. Gophers trying to prove that they are for real.
That will go a long way in proving that if they can pull off a victory there.
Michigan has a 2nd down and 8 coming up here. Got a holdup. That's
25-second clock is malfunctioned. The game clock is correct. 5:26.
Jim Barber, we haven't seen much of Anthony Thomas. I understand an injury problem for him.
Yeah, there's a good reason he hasn't been out there, guys. A right index finger may be fractured. He was taken to the locker room sometime early in the 3rd quarter. He came in with shoulder problems, but it's the finger they fear may be broken at this point.
Take a look at Michigan today, and Thomas 128 yards on 21 carries.
We're going to find out what this rushing offense is made of, as they need to move the ball on the ground and keep this clock going.
They got a false start here on the offense. So that play for naught. And Lloyd Carr not happy at all.
No, this is going to push Michigan back 5 yards. You really tell what your running game is made of. When the defense knows you're going to run it, you know you need to run it, and you can still do that. That's the challenge right now Lloyd Carr's given his offense.
Calling a legal motion now. An exceptional day of college football offered today from ESPN Game Plan. Some great matchups run throughout the day. Call DirecTV, Dish Network, or your local cable operator, and you'll be able to see all these games no matter where you are, live on ESPN's Game Plan.
Penn State, Purdue, what do you think there?
Big game for Purdue to prove that they are for real in the Big Ten race.
Can Drew throw for another 500 yards?
Yeah, they'll be doing it against a pretty good defense from Penn State.
Tell you, nothing would surprise me that he does.
Against any defense.
Against anybody.
Off the penalty, 2nd down and long for Michigan. Brady from the shotgun sets up the screen. Aaron Shea is up in it. Danny Clark this time got there to make a submarine move, and it's a loss of almost 6 yards on that play.
Wayne, the first drive of this series, Danny Clark had a chance to make a play, and he missed the tackle and gave Aaron Shea a 1st down. Same play, same screen to the other side. Clark comes up and makes the play.
Well, what's the thing? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
Well, he makes the hit. There's the hit. Shea, they ruled he was down, and the ball came out by contact to the ground. That angle showed that it came out a little early, although it still would have been Michigan ball as Shea fell on it.
3rd and long. Brady, lots of time. Has a man open, and he dropped it on the play. Marquise Walker underneath the coverage of Mohamed Abdullah. 4th down, Michigan.
You don't see many Michigan receivers drop passes like this. Now, the key thing here is they would have been short of the 1st down, but it would have given them field position. Nice job of Brady seeing this open up, throws a bullet into the wind, and Walker just drops the ball.
Corey Sargent kicking into the wind. Not much of a kick here. It does get a Michigan roll inside the 40. Illinois will start this drive at the 35 of the Fighting Illini. 39-yard punt, no return. It's a ball game late in the 4th. 27-21, and we are in Ann Arbor at Michigan Stadium. 110,188 in the house today. Along with Jim Barber and Randy Wright, I'm Wayne Larrabee. Illinois 65 yards away from what would be the equalizing score. An extra point would give them the lead. And Rocky Harvey, the first play. Out to the 42-yard line on a gain of 7 yards. Michigan is clinging to a 6-point lead because earlier today they had an extra point blocked and a field goal attempt blocked.
Wayne, I really like that call right there because it's a signal from Ron Turner to his offense. We don't need to be in a hurry. We don't need to force things to happen. 3.5 minutes to go, 2 timeouts left. They can stay in the rhythm of their offense and move the ball.
Harvey again, this time from behind. Great play made by Jake Freisinger. Freisinger suffered an appendicitis in training camp and just now is starting to get back into the mix on the Wolverine defensive line.
He's just getting his strength back, and he was a free safety running back in high school. He's moved all the way up to a defensive lineman, fights through the block right there, makes a huge play, putting Illinois now in a 3rd down.
3rd and 4. Kittner, a little pump fake. Lets it go over the middle. Rocky Harvey into the clear, to the 30, to the 20, to the 10. Touchdown! 59 yards. We're tied.
What a great play by Kurt Kittner to stand in the pocket, let things develop around him, keep his composure, and find the open receiver.
The all-important extra point coming up. This for the lead. Neil Rackers out of the hold of Steve Fitz. And Illinois has the lead with 2:42 to go. 28-27. Lloyd Carr and defensive coordinator Jim Herman on the right side of your screen talking it over. It'll be up to the Michigan offense to recapture the lead now. Watch this.
Take a look at the protection. Kittner stands in there, makes the play, keeps his composure, comes off of his primary receiver, and hits Rocky Harvey. Nice job of Harvey watching that ball all the way into his hands. And then when he gets in the open field, you're not going to catch him. He's got such tremendous speed. Take a look. There he is set up on the slot side right there. Watch him come across the middle, and the key is he keeps going. He's covered. He doesn't stay covered. He keeps going to the open spot, and Kittner growing up tremendously today.
The biggest difference with Kirk Kittner, Randy, is that he goes through the checks. He is not afraid to pump fake, look one way, go the other way, goes right down the line in the checks, Randy. He's not afraid to hold on to the ball an extra second. He had a tackler at his ankles that time. Hobson had him by the ankles, and then he was able to wait just a fraction of a second for Harvey to uncover and then hit him with the pass.
He's developed a tremendous amount of poise, and he understands the position. He understands you don't have to make things happen. If you let things happen, let the players around you make the plays, things will come in time, and we've seen that time after time today.
David Terrell is back deep. Michigan means business here, but Terrell's not going to return this one. Back deep for the first time today. David Terrell perhaps has the best speed on this Michigan squad. We'd like to pass along while we have an opportunity our best wishes. Good luck to Phil Hattie, the sports information director at the University of Iowa, who's facing some surgery in Iowa City. Phil, our thoughts and prayers are with you, and we know everything's going to go well for you. And we'll see you down the line at one of the Hawkeye games.
If there's anything that is a negative for the Illini, it's that they may have scored with too much time left on the clock. Michigan only needing a field goal, though they're going into the wind, has plenty of time, 2.5 minutes.
4 receivers set out of the shotgun. Quick toss. Marquise Walker just short of the first down out at the 28-yard line.
And the official right on top of it there, ruling he was in bounds, keeping the clock moving, as Michigan now will be forced to go without a huddle.
Michigan does have 3 timeouts remaining. Brady underneath. Marcus Knight escapes out of bounds at the 35-yard line, stopping the clock with 2:05 to go.
Wayne, this is where the depth that Michigan has at wide receiver is such an advantage. David Terrell, Marcus Knight, Marquise Walker, all 3 of them bring basically the same thing to the offense. They're all deep threats. They're big targets. It's hard for Illinois to key on just one guy.
Plus the experience of a 5th-year senior quarterback in Tom Brady, and certainly that man knows it. That's Tim Kish, the defensive coordinator of the Fighting Illini of Illinois.
The success he's had against the pass has been when he's blitzed and they've gotten pressure onto Brady.
Juggled and then dropped. Finally dropped out of bounds by Diallo Johnson. 2nd and 10 coming up for Michigan. Clock stops with 2 minutes to go.
Pretty good throw right here by Brady, knowing there's nothing open deep. Take the short stuff. Perfect pass. Just gets bobbled, and take a look at Kish right there, seeing the play develop right in front of him, making sure the official sees the same thing that Tim Kish saw.
Brady has been victimized by several drops here today. Second half, Illinois has really worked well offensively. Brady, Marcus Knight over the shoulder catch, and the Wolverines inside the 40-yard line make it the 35-yard line of Illinois. Ples and Abdullah brought him down. Good throw and catch.
Perfect throw. The hardest throw to make in college ball. Beautiful spiral right on the money. Really wasn't bad coverage. Ples has had the misfortune of being manned up with some of these wide receivers. He just doesn't quite have the speed. That time it was really pretty good coverage. You just can't defend against a perfect pass.
32-yard pass play. Michigan continues this march into the wind, I might add. Under 2 minutes to go in the game. Brady got a man wide open. Diallo Johnson this time hangs on out of bounds near the 28-yard line. If you're thinking field goal, you've got a couple of different ways to go. for the Michigan Wolverines. Jeff Delpern, if it's more of a conventional inside a 30-yard type field goal. If it's a longer field goal, Hayden Epstein is the man they'll look to.
When you don't want to give up the big play, but you can't give the receivers this much room. It's too easy a pass to complete, and you also allow the receiver plenty of room to get out of bounds and stop the clock.
And again,
tighten it up a little bit.
Michigan only needs a field goal to win here. Blitz coming. Snap over the head of Brady. Brady able to gather it back near the 47-yard line of Michigan, and Brady now needs a timeout.
Not only did they give up all the yardage, but because they didn't make the first down on the previous pass play, now it becomes third down. You see the blitz coming at you right there. Steve Frazier maybe a little concerned with who he's going to block. Doesn't concentrate on the snap. Way over Brady's head. See Danny Clark and Robert Franklin right on top of Steve Frazier, forcing the bad snap, and Brady wisely covers the ball.
In 1993, Illinois and Michigan played possibly the most exciting game in this series. Back and forth scoring. The minute left in the game. After Illinois had taken the lead, a minute left to go in the game. And watch this play here by Simeon Rice. Strips the football and recovers it. That gave Illinois an opportunity. Lou Tepper, the head coach, and Gary Mulder, the head coach at Michigan. This is fourth down. Johnny Johnson to Jim Klein for a stirring come-from-behind victory. Illinois wins 24-21 for the first time at Michigan Stadium since 1966. Illinois trying to hang on, leading by 1 here. It would be their first win in this building since that game I just showed you. There is Hayden Epstein. Yes, he does have a strong arm, but he would be kicking into somewhat of a wind, although it has died down somewhat here in this second half. But he's got a big leg, but I don't know. They've got to get him a lot closer. He made a 56-yard field goal at Michigan State.
Well, it's 3rd and 30, but they don't need the first down to get into field goal range.
Brady, lots of time. Just a 3-man rush. The pass sails out of bounds. Now it becomes 4th down for Michigan.
And by throwing that ball out of bounds, now you do need the first down. You've got to get all 30 yards or you're going to lose the ball on the turnover of downs. Not a lot of pressure under Brady that time when he threw the ball out of bounds like that. He could have maybe scrambled around and bought a little more time, looked for something to get open.
A minute 29 remaining. Timeout situation. Each team with 2 timeouts left, but take a look at this. What do you call on 4th and 30? You hope for a prayer. Brady. Going deep. Intercepted on the play by Trayvon Waller. Waller still on his feet, and down he goes. Trayvon Waller with the interception, a junior out of Los Angeles, California, and that should seal it for Illinois.
Wayne, the best thing that happened to Trayvon Waller on that play was he slipped at the end. You've got the game relatively wrapped up with 1:15. You don't want to have a turnover when you're returning this ball. Just go down. Brady didn't quite get everything on it. Waller in good position, had decent coverage, but right here, just go down. Take a look at the coaches. They see what's happened. They're telling them, get down, get down. Don't let Michigan force a fumble.
And the look on the face of Lloyd Carr tells you everything. His team at one point led this ball game 27-7. Here comes Rocky Harvey, just looking to stay on his feet, stay in play, and keep moving that clock. Michigan takes another timeout. I would imagine here, yes, they do. They take their second timeout. They have 1 remaining to stop the clock. Let's take a look at the Value City big play of the game, because it is the difference in this game. It happened way back in the first half.
Take a look. I think 99, it was Fred Wakefield. Gets his hands up there and knocks that ball down. Blocked extra point. That made it 20-7 instead of 21-7. And little did you think at that time it'd be the difference. But it is now, and that is the play of the game.
Michigan went on to score a touchdown early in the third quarter, and that's been it. They led at one point 27-7 Illinois has roared back now to take the lead, and my goodness, if anyone needed evidence as to whether this Illinois program is on the road back, take a look at that scoreboard right now. 69 seconds to go. Michigan only has one timeout left. Illinois, and it hasn't been a fluke. They have come from behind in one of the toughest venues to win as a visitor.
And I think that's a very key point. This was not a fluke. This was not a simple run where a guy goes 80 yards. It wasn't a fumble recovery in the end zone or an interception return. They did this with an outstanding offensive performance and defensive performance in the second half.
Harvey. One man to beat. Off to the races. Rocky Harvey. To the 10. To the 5. Dives. Touchdown. 54 yards. Ron Turner can take off the headset. Career long run, Rocky Harvey to seal it once and for all.
Now, Wayne, this is something, this could actually help Michigan in that if they go behind by 8, they will get the ball back and could have a chance to come down and score and tie this game up. Not to be pessimistic at a time like this, but it is something that comes into play.
It could. You're right, but I'll tell you what, we haven't seen much evidence that Michigan can do something like that with 58 seconds to go and one timeout remaining. Illinois on top by 8. We'll see if they've sealed the deal.
Are you ready for...
Wait, the point I'm making is Michigan had one timeout left.
Yep.
If Rocky Harvey goes out of bounds after getting the first down, now Michigan can only stop the clock one time. They can't possibly win the game. Because he scores, it's an 8-point game. Michigan, with the same timeout left, can possibly turn something into a touchdown with a 2-point conversion.
No question about it. But Michigan going into the wind with one timeout to go. Brady looking downfield. Throws to the sidelines. Marcus Knight, did he make the catch? Yes, he did. They rule a reception out near the 42-yard line. Johnny Rogers had the coverage on the far side. 22-yard gain.
Excellent throw into the wind. Starts with good protection. And Knight does a good job concentrating on the ball. Boom, there it is. Got the 1 foot in. Nice job dragging that right foot for picking up the first down.
53 seconds to go. Again to the sidelines. Terrell ushered out of bounds. Over there to make the play was the cornerback Tony Francis. Dodge player of the game, Kurt Kittner. How about those numbers? Not bad on the road at Michigan.
Well, the 4 TD passes, those coming and bringing his team from behind. They're not when you're ahead 20-7 throwing touchdown passes. They're in the meat of the game.
Gain of 8 on the previous play. 2nd and 2. Brady working the sidelines. Diallo Johnson out of bounds just inside the 45 with a first down. Again, Michigan must score a touchdown and then convert on a 2-point conversion to tie the game and send us to overtime.
Well, in college football, when the clock stops, when you get a first down, with the soft coverage that Illinois is showing here, giving the receivers the out of bounds, Michigan is going to get themselves in a position where they're going to be able to take some shots at the end zone.
One timeout left for Michigan and slipping over the line, and this will help out the Wolverines. Slipping on that turf, Robert Franklin, who gave away the blitz. He was coming into the slot hard. He couldn't put the brakes on.
Nice job holding the ball. Everybody for Michigan holding their position. Steve Frazier that time.
Defense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Steve Frazier not being rattled by the oncoming blitz. And as you said, Franklin just losing his footing. Slips right across the neutral zone.
5th penalty against Illinois. And now what do the officials want to do? I think they want to reset the clock, don't they?
Well, whatever it is, I think Lloyd Carr talked him into it because he was giving that official an earful over there. And this crowd slowly getting back into this game, which what looked like was...
Many had left.
The ones that are here, what looked like a hopeless cause when Michigan failed to pick up the first down on 4th down and threw the interception. Now they see life again, or at least the possibility of it, and getting into the game.
please reset the game clock. 46 seconds. 46.
That's one extra tick. Hey, but one extra tick may be all it takes.
Could be the difference, and Lloyd Carr got his point across.
Michigan
Ball inside the 40. First down.
just inside the 40-yard line now. Out of the shotgun. Brady throws it away. 41 seconds to go for Michigan. 2nd and 5 coming up.
If they can pick up a 20-yard gain, you can get the ball down to right around the 20-yard line, or right around the 20, and that gives you the opportunity to run your offense and get the ball in the end zone. And Rocky Harvey can't stand to look at what's going on out on that field.
Well, the Illini lost an opportunity to win a game they were in control of at Indiana earlier this year down the stretch. And they don't want to see that happen again.
Illinois is going to have to blitz to put some pressure onto Brady.
Another high snap on the shotgun, and Diello Johnson makes a nice catch on the far side, ushered out of bounds by Johnny Rogers. First down for Michigan inside the 30, now at the 28-yard line of Illinois. Rocky Harvey's touchdown run may have come too quickly for Illinois. Strange as that may sound, as Randy Wright pointed out.
Well, not only did it come possibly too quickly, but in hindsight, you didn't need that. You wished you didn't have it because of what position to put you in now.
Again, the snap to Brady. Terrell getting just enough of him on that play. Robert Franklin.
And by picking up this first down, stops the clock. More importantly, though, the ball's down on the 16-yard line. Michigan can get all of its receivers into the end zone in the normal rhythm of its offense.
Brady to the end zone. Terrell could not hang on. Outstanding throw. David Terrell almost able to make the grab. Johnny Rogers and Mohamed Abdullah on the coverage.
And David Terrell will make that catch many times. That time just couldn't quite hang on to it. But a perfect throw by Brady. Get a good look at it right here. Terrell laying out, going for that. Yeah, you know, he didn't quite get both hands on that. That would have been an outstanding catch.
2nd down and 10. Brady, lots of time to look it over, goes the sidelines and throws it between two receivers out of bounds. That stops the clock with 18 seconds to go. The Outback Steakhouse outstanding back Rocky Harvey of the Fighting Illini of Illinois, 106 yards rushing, much of it in the second half, and 2 catches for 61 yards.
And timing is everything. His 2 touchdowns coming late in this fourth quarter, one to give him the lead and one to give him a bigger lead.
But did that second one come too quick? You seem to think so, and I'm beginning to believe it here. From the 16, 3rd and 10, Michigan blitz. They picked it up well. Interception and then fumble into the end zone. The Illini recover. And that finally should seal the deal. The officials conferring. And let's see what they come up with. It was a fumble near the 2-yard line into the end zone.
I don't see how they could not give this ball to Illinois, whether they give it to them on the 20 or on the 2-yard line. Clearly it looked as though it was an interception, and Illinois had possession of the ball on the interception and also the fumble recovery.
Take a look at it again.
Brady trying to force this ball a little bit into some good coverage. There's the interception right there. The fumble comes out.
Tony Francis lost it, and then the ball is recovered by Mohamed Abdullah.
I think the only discussion.
That's a safety.
Safety is the call.
What they're ruling is the Tony Francis had possession, fumble into the end zone. His own man recovers it for safety. Still a pretty good call for Illinois. Here we take a look at the coaches. Tim Kish again, seeing his team come up with the big play, And now he's wondering the same thing everybody else is. What's happened? We got the ball. Still a heck of a good defensive play, taking Michigan away from
No question about it. And as you take a look at, well, no doubt about that, but now Illinois has to kick back to Michigan. 9 seconds to go. Today's Big Ten telecast is brought to you by BMW. Test drive the ultimate driving machine at your local BMW center. Villanova, the official energy sponsor of today's Big Ten football game. Villanova provides energy plus solutions for business. Power up with Villanova. Value City department stores and Value City furniture stores. Get the home team advantage. Prestone antifreeze. Protect your car in the Prestone zone. Dodge. Do not follow. Do not conform. Be different. And Quaker State Motor Oil for protection beyond 3,000 miles.
Illinois here will have to give up the ball with the free kick after the safety, but Michigan with only 9 seconds to go, hoping to get some kind of return so that they at least can put Brady in a position to throw the ball into the end zone on a Hail Mary. Boy, for as many positive things have happened for Illinois in the last 2 minutes of this game, they're not feeling very comfortable.
Yeah, no, not at all. This game just won't end fast enough for the Illini.
They get a touchdown. It turns out possibly working against them as Michigan gets a chance to come down and score. They move all the way down to the 16-yard line. Then they intercept the pass. It turns into a safety, and now they got to kick the ball back. They've won this game 3 times already.
Well, I tell you, it's not easy to knock off the number 9 team in the country on the road. Team's backyard. Yeah, it's never easy. But especially when you're trying to do that on the road. And there's David Terrell, and he has some speed about him.
Wayne, I'm not convinced with the wind at your back. I wouldn't let Steve Fritz kick this ball with the wind at his back, kick it high, and get excellent coverage down there.
Well, they've got Neil Rackers. He's trying to put it on the tee. It just won't stay there for him.
And the reason I may use Steve Fritz instead of Neil Rackers is with Fritz's ability to hang the ball up there, the wind at his back, you're going to get much better coverage down there and eliminate the chance for a better return.
Trayvon Waller, who had an interception late in this 4th quarter earlier, is holding the football for Neil Rackers. Kicking from the 20 off the safety. Free kick. And they squib it. Let's see what the Wolverines try here. Bryant slips and falls across the 40, basically tripped on his own out to the 41-yard line. And so 6 seconds remain for the Michigan Wolverines, who trail 35-29.
That was a big slip, because if he can pick up another 10 or 12 yards, there's still going to be at least 1 second on the clock. Brady may be able to get the ball into the end zone. I don't think Brady's got a strong enough arm, especially into this wind, to throw that ball into the end zone.
Well, why wouldn't you bring Henson in then?
I think Henson's arm is probably not strong enough either, and I also think not having thrown, his arm is cold. I don't think he can get it there either.
Okay, I'll buy that. I don't know how many will, but I'll buy it. I'm an easy sell.
Sounded good.
I had this game salted away when Rocky Harvey hit the end zone the 2nd time in the 4th quarter, and that was certainly not true. 6 seconds to go. 59 yards away. Snap is fumbled. Brady slips, gets up, still has a chance. Winds up and rainbows for Marcus Knight into a crowd. Deflected and incomplete. This ball game is over. The Fighting Illini of Illinois. Look at Tim Kish. His defense helped turn this game around in the 2nd half. Lloyd Carr just can't believe the way the last 2 games have gone for this Michigan Wolverine team that went to East Lansing 5-0. And 3 weeks later, an off week in between, they come back and now they're 5-2. Ron Turner, biggest win in his coaching career by far. Congratulations all around for the Fighting Illini of Illinois. They've come into the big house and beaten the Michigan Wolverines. The final score here in Ann Arbor, Illinois 35, Michigan 29. For Randy Wright and Jim Barber and our entire ESPN Plus crew, Wayne Larrabee saying so long from Ann Arbor. This has been a presentation of ESPN Regional Television.